And we are live. Welcome to the Whatever Dating Talk podcast, coming to you live from Isla Vista, Santa Barbara County, California, every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Pacific. I'm your host, Brian Atlas, the most publicly rejected man in the history of the world. So I guess who better to talk about dating? I'm joined by my co-host, Kiki. She's a bit shy. A few quick announcements before the show begins. This channel is viewer supported, YouTube demonetization, all that. Please consider supporting us. Send a super chat. I will answer all super chats intermittently. We will display all super chats in stream overlay. We've got channel memberships, Patreon merch, all links in the description. We also stream to Twitch. We're live there right now, twitch.tv/whatever. If you have Amazon Prime, you can link it to a Twitch account. And every month you can sub to us totally free on Twitch. It takes maybe 1 minute to set up. Quick, free, easy way to support the show. For the sake of debate, I may play devil's advocate and take on a position I may not necessarily agree with. Without further ado, we're going to have the guests introduce themselves, so please tell us your name, age, occupation, and relationship status, starting with you.
Hi, I'm
Into
Mary.
the microphone.
Oh, sorry. Hi, my name's Mary. I'm 21, and I'm an entertainer at Spearmint Rhino. And what was the last question?
Relationship status.
Oh, relationship status? Complicated.
It's complicated.
It's complicated.
And explain to those who don't know what the Spearmint, you said an entertainer at the Spearmint Rhino. Can you explain that?
So, a stripper at Spearmint Rhino Gentlemen's Club. And what else? That's basically it. It's pretty simple.
Hi, I'm Elena.
To the microphone.
Oh, sorry. Hi, I'm Elena. I am 20 years old, and I am a student at UCSB, and I am currently in a relationship.
Hi, I'm Sydney. I am 21 years old. I'm a waitress working on actress, and I'm single.
Hi, my name is Raina. I'm 21. I'm a student at UCSB, and I'm single.
I'm Liv. I'm 20. I'm a student at UCSB, and I'm single.
I'm Alondra. I'm 24. I'm a dental assistant, and I'm single as well.
So, wait, single? Or wait, did I? Oh, okay, sorry, yeah, relationship, single. Okay, got it.
Complicated.
And we're joined again. Raina was here last show. Welcome.
Thank you.
Did anybody message you you get some DMs?
Yeah, I got some DMs that, like, they stalked my followers, and they were like, how do you know this guy? My friend, like, he plays basketball professionally.
Well, because on the last show, you said that your type was 6'4" NBA players.
I did not say that. You're putting words into my mouth.
Maybe I'm misremembering.
I said high morals, and I also think, like, another part of my standards is, like, they have to be emotionally intelligent, or, like, at least the same level as me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. And it sounds like 4 of you go to UCSB. Can you just, again, just tell us your major?
I'm currently a psych major with a minor in art.
Remember, guys, up into the microphone like an inch away from the mic.
I am a psychology major.
I'm an acting major.
I'm a stats and data science major.
I'm in cosmetology.
Okay, very cool, very cool. So this is a question I've asked before. I'm going to ask it again. 4 of you said you were single. 1 of you said it was complicated. So when you say you're single, what precisely do you mean by that? Are you talking to somebody? Are you hooking up with somebody? Have you been celibate for 3 years? What do you mean by single? And Alondra, we'll start with you.
Like single when I want to be, I guess. Like, there's times where you get lonely, and there's other times where you don't even want to talk to men. So
what do you do when you get lonely?
Go down the roster, see
The
who's
roster.
open.
So you got the roster.
Sometimes it's a little shaky right now.
The roster's
we're
slim.
looking for some bench warmers.
Okay. So,
I like that, though. I like that.
so how many do you currently have on the roster?
No good ones, so 0.
Zero. Okay, zero on the roster. Okay. When was your last term or last long-term relationship?
2019. So it's that now 2
Okay.
or 3 years.
Like before COVID.
Yeah,
Got
right
it.
before COVID. Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
I'm single, like just recently couple months out of a relationship. I'd say like 3 or 4 months. I'm just taking it slow, finishing my school, seeing what happens, kind of thing. I don't know.
When's the last time you hooked up with somebody?
Probably like
Tuesday?
no, not Tuesday. I don't know, a couple weeks ago, I guess.
Okay. Fair enough.
I feel like I already said this.
Well,
but
yeah, but we got new people, so.
Okay. Being single means that I'm not dating anyone right now. Like, I could be talking to people, but I'm not like committing myself to one person.
Yeah, I mean, I'm single. I like what she said, single when I want to be, but have no one on my roster, not talking to anyone, kind of just doing me right now.
Okay. Rock and roll. And so why is it complicated?
Okay, so it's complicated because, I mean, like I've been seeing this
Into
guy.
the microphone, please.
Sorry. Okay, complicated, like not in like a tricky term, like a negative connotation. Like complicated as in like he does music, so he's on tour right now. So he's just got out of a relationship, and I'm like, I love my freedom. So we're seeing each other, I would say. So I guess single, but also like I'm a pretty loyal person. So like
It's like
complicated because I'm like, I've committed myself to a person, but like, I don't know. It's like, it's pretty like loosey goosey. Like I'm not like hooking up with anybody else by like complicated. Does that make sense?
So you said you're kind of committed to him, but he's not committed to you. Is that what you're saying?
No, like I would say he is. Like he's a really nice guy.
Okay.
Like
Is he a musician?
Yeah, he is.
Okay. Rock, rap,
So
rapper?
he's actually on tour right now with Revolution. They're a reggae group. Do you know that?
All right. They're gonna find out who it is probably.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever.
On tour with Revolution. I know Revolution though. They're
Yeah.
local band.
So it's a reggae band, but the band he's currently in, he like plays guitar, is like all. Oh, sorry. Oops.
All right.
I'm saying way
hey,
too much.
it is whatever.
But
it is what it
he's-
is.
It's like an alternative reggae.
Do you
like,
want to share his social security number while you're at it?
Yeah, actually I do.
His credit
It's
card?
000. Just kidding.
Yeah.
But
His mother's maiden name.
yeah, I don't know that one.
Okay.
So that's why it's still
Okay.
complicated.
Got it. And he's cool with you working at. Did he meet you at the club at the Spearmint?
Okay, so yes, but it was through like these older guys that come in, and he was like their son's friend. So he didn't like participate in the usual club activities. He was like really chill, and I ended up just like kind of like hanging out with him outside of the club. So we did meet in the club, but I got to know him outside of the club rather than like get a dance and be like, hey, where are you from? What's up?
Isn't it a pretty common thing that women who are strippers, typically they don't date customers? But it doesn't sound like he was quite a customer.
Yeah, he was
So.
just like a tag-along buddy. Definitely don't date customers because like the people that come in there are, you know, they already have an idea of the girls that are working. So basically, it will never be the outcome that you want it to be. You're never going to find really a husband in the club that's come and seen your goodies before like getting to know you.
And just for those watching, the Spearmint Rhino, it's full nudity. So when you say goodies, it's all goodies.
It is
All
every
goodies.
single goodies, like all of them.
All the goodies.
The cookie, everything, chocolate chips, everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever dated a customer?
I actually have not dated
Okay.
a customer.
But it's recommended, it sounds like, from what I've heard, to avoid. A lot of girls working in the club, they don't want to.
It's happened before, but I would say like those dating terms are more of like a sugar daddy type
Have you
thing.
done that?
I've had sugar daddies, but it's definitely, you have to be very aware of yourself and protect yourself in those type of relationships. And it's definitely like you present yourself in a different way than you would regularly dating somebody. Like you're presenting yourself as the persona you are in the club rather than your outside self when you have a sugar relationship.
And how long have you been working at the Spearmint?
So I've been working at the Spearmint for a year, actually now in August. But prior to that, I danced in my home state, and I took a year off.
Where's that?
Colorado.
Colorado.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I started.
How long have you
pretty
been, how old are you again?
I'm 21.
21. And how long, so have you been dancing since you were 18?
Yeah, I started 3 days after I was 18.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were eyeballing it for a bit there.
Well, I was delivering to the strippers. Let's keep it at that.
Okay, so you're a drug dealer.
Well, no.
What else would you, why would you be vague?
I was delivering goods to strippers underage.
So drugs?
We are not going to say drugs. No. Don't say that.
What? I mean, why?
But yeah, I was familiar with the club scene when I had started, and after turning 18, they were like, why aren't you just in here making money? It was like pretty crazy teenager, so I was like, okay, yeah, why not? And I honestly love it. So I took a year off, came to California, went to school, did the whole regular thing, lived with really nice girls, pretended to be really nice. I am really nice, but...
Wait, why would you have to be vague about what the delivery is? Like if you're delivering Uber Eats or DoorDash, you know,
Well,
you could just, it's okay. I won't press you because that's
we're
fine.
just online and...
So
I'm on
anyways,
probation.
we're gonna move on to the main topic of today. And so we're talking about preferences, standards, and boundaries when it comes to dating. More specifically, are men allowed to have preferences, standards, and boundaries? But before we get into that specific question, I'm going to ask the panel, I want you to list some preferences or standards that you have when it comes to men. I want you to list at least 3 physical traits and at least 3 personality behavioral traits. And if you want, you can list more than 3 for both, but at least 3. Alondra, let's start with you.
Okay, so 3 physical, 3 personality, right?
Yeah, 3 physical or 3 personality behavioral traits.
I guess physical. Taller than me. I'm not too picky on height, but as long as they're taller than me. In
How tall are you?
heels. I'm 5'4" and about like 5'7" in heels. So
5'8"?
yeah, anything above 5'8" and up, we're good.
Okay.
I'm a dental assistant, so I love teeth. Nice smile, has to have a nice smile. And I kind of like him on the skinnier side. I like a nice little bird-chested man.
Bird-chested?
Yeah, you know, like really skinny. Like you
stick
know.
thin?
Not like, well, yeah, kind of. But you know, there's like there's skinny that goes to the gym and is nice and fit. That's nice. But then there's like skinny that's just like, you know, just.
Like Machine Gun Kelly, kind of?
In a way, yeah. Right there. Where that's
He's kind of
good.
like, well, he's tall and kind of thin.
And lengthy.
So.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's
something
your,
like that,
okay,
yeah.
Got it.
Now, personality-wise, I like humble men. Humble, down to earth. I like goofy men that know how to take jokes and give good jokes, because some men take it too far. Okay. And probably a talkative man, because I tend to talk a lot. So if he can talk more than me, that's always nice. I like to listen.
I'm a gym rat, or recently a gym rat. So anybody that works out for me is a plus. I mean, I would say height, but I've really just learned to go with the personality. I don't know. I like dark hair, probably dark hair, and a nice smile helps. Personality-wise, just I like more than the bare minimum. Like, I don't want to have to beg you for things. Like, I don't want to have to beg you for flowers every now and then. I don't want to have to beg for compliments. Yeah, and then funny is a good one. Yeah.
I feel like I don't have like those types of standards. Like, yeah, the height that we talked about last time. I feel like I'd prefer them to be athletic, I guess, and then like, I don't know, not like physical. I don't have that type of like type. Like, I feel like all the guys I've talked to are like different, you know?
It's not so much a type, but just
Like physical
preferences.
preferences.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
So
tall,
tall,
athletic.
fit,
I like when
big
they
dong.
like.
If you want, you can say it.
No, I like when they have like clean cuticles. If that's random.
That's fine.
Like, I like when they get
Yeah.
their like hands and feet done. I don't know. And then personality.
So like clean
Yeah,
hands,
I like
clean
I like them
fingers.
hygiene, like having good
Sure,
hygiene.
sure.
And then what was the other personality?
Yeah, 3 personality or behavioral traits.
They have to be funny. They have to be like how I said earlier, emotionally mature, and then yeah, just be able to like talk to me. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
I know this is a play.
I like, for personality, definitely goofy. I like goofy, funnier, for sure. Someone that I can like just mess around with. Kind to other people is a big one for me. I like when they can be like generous to others, like open doors, just be nice in general. And just like smart, you know, be able to have like an intelligent conversation, just an overall good person. Physically, I'm a gym rat, so I've noticed I like a back, like muscly backs. I think that's really attractive. And eyes, I like brown eyes, and then a nice smile. Those are my big ones. I don't really care about height that much. Yeah.
Yeah, so physically, I'm not very picky, I guess. I'm definitely want them to be taller than me because I'm 5'3", so it's kind of short already. Again, like gym would be cool, like tone, fine with that. I've always been into dark hair guys, kind of like you said. Personality-wise, kind of like keeping the role going. I like funny guys. They gotta have a sense of humor. Definitely respectful. Gotta make sure that, I don't know. I'm not very picky.
Respect. Okay.
Just respect, basically.
Okay, so we'll start with physical. I would say, right? Is that what we started? Sorry. Sorry. Okay, so I like a guy that has a bit of steez, like good fashion or like their own kind of like swag and their own kind of style, like dressing wise. I also like, obviously, a guy that's like taller than you. I just feel like that's what makes a lady feel feminine, is when you can like get wrapped up nicely, look down to occasionally. And and third, I would say like nice eyes or like an appealing face. And okay, personality. I would say I like a guy who's funny, that can like take a joke and also serve jokes, but also like shoot the shit, like be like have a good back and forth. I like a guy who's like self-aware, so that means like aware of like others, including myself, but that includes like being polite, respectful, but also like self-aware of themselves to where they have like emotional control and understanding. And then like a third would be like like a family friend type of person. Does that count in like self-awareness?
A what? A family friend?
A family no, not like I would hook up with like no, like a family friend type of person, like involved like with other people. Well, actually, wipe that. I like a person that's independent, that has like their own stuff going on and are like a strong personality. Like I like a strong personality. I don't like a timid guy.
Yeah.
There, that's a good one.
Cool. So,
I gotta
really quick,
talk straight.
like, did any of the girls hear any of the preferences or standards that anyone else listed that you would object to? You didn't hear anything like objectionable, like, oh, she wants a tall guy. Terrible.
I think
How
we all
terrible.
agree on that.
No, I think, okay, cool. So similarly to the last question, I want to go around the table, list some preferences or standards that you think men have for women. I want you to list at least 3 physical traits and at least 3 personality behavioral traits. We'll start with you.
Okay, physically, I'm just gonna like start down the list. That's how my brain works. But physically, I feel like everybody wants a pretty or like a hot chick. So somebody that's like nice to look at. Everybody has their preference on like what feature is the best. Like maybe they have a cute nose or maybe they like their eyebrows. But I feel like that's one huge standard is like somebody that's attractive. Maybe. I don't know. But second, maybe like a clean girl, like somebody that's clean, like you said, cuticles for a guy.
Hygiene.
For a girl, like maybe,
Nails
yeah,
done,
they
lashes
just know that they shower. Probably good enough. 3 is a lot for, I can't really.
For what guys want
For a
physically?
guy physically, I don't know, maybe like, honestly, this is gonna get raw, but like, girl a big butt or some boobs, one or the other. Maybe they like a skinny chick, something like that. So like a sexual physical trait other than being pretty. So that's like tits or ass or maybe like.
Yeah, I suppose you could have
neither.
broken it down into the various
Okay, but
physical traits if you wanted to. I don't know.
I guess. And then 3, I've heard like maybe a mature lady. Like a lot of guys that I know like want like mommy type girlfriends to take care of them. And then probably funny and easygoing. There we go. We'll keep it short.
So I pretty much was going to say the exact same thing when it comes to
Yeah.
physical traits because I feel like there's not a lot to go around. Like big butt or big boobs, small waist, like physically fit or like a pretty face type of thing. I don't really have anything to go off of that. Maybe more of a just a girl who like looks feminine, if that makes any sense.
And then, did you say personality?
Personality?
Yeah.
Definitely someone who looks, or at least seems like she has everything together. If that makes also sense.
What do you mean by that? Someone
like-
has something.
They know how to go about their life independently. So like an independent woman. And they don't have to rely on other people and kind of, like you said, to keep like a mommy figure type of thing. And look like they can take care of you but also live on their own.
So the guys want a
that
girl
makes
who
sense.
can take care of them.
Yeah. Like
How so? Financially?
no.
I don't think a lot of.
I don't think a lot of guys would. I mean, well, I don't know how to explain that.
Okay.
Maybe not. I'm just
So-
move on.
Well, yeah. So I mean, we'll keep going. Go ahead.
Okay, so so I learned. So I work for the City College football team, and I do their photography. So I've learned that I just get to talk to the guys, and I've learned that some guys like women who are very high maintenance because they like to know that they come from something.
Erroneous! Erroneous!
Guys like women who are high maintenance.
I've had a few of my
What?
friends. Right? No.
What?
I've had a few of my friends that have said like, "Oh, I like a woman that's high maintenance because that's how I know. That's how I know that she comes from something. That her family comes from something." And then I've
So
had,
like spoiled?
yeah, a little bit. He like one of my friends likes him spoiled, and he has a very specific type. He likes him skinny, like he likes him petite and high maintenance. And then I have friends that like
Is this a football player?
yes.
He wants to throw it around.
No, and then I have like one of my very good friends also likes him like more laid back, chill, likes like a sneakerhead, like likes to just like you know, just chill, and then the other one likes to go raise. You know what I mean? Like it's just, it depends on the, but yeah, and then big butt, but then there's a difference with like petite girl big butt, and then like thick big butt.
Of course.
So it's really interesting getting to hear like these perspectives, because I'm like, you guys are weird, but yeah.
I don't think there's any guy that likes high maintenance.
I disagree.
He's got to be. There's no way.
His reason
there's
was
no way.
just his reason was because he knew, that's how he knows that she comes from something, like family wise, like money wise.
So is he a brokey?
No.
Like, but so.
Not at all.
But what is the appeal of dating someone? I mean, I kind of
That
get
can
it
also
because
be like
Can I
a
say
woman that
something?
knows what she wants in a way and knows how to like handle herself and take care of herself and like keep herself
I
up
would
there.
actually make the argument that the woman who grew up with nothing,
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
she
say.
actually
Yeah.
is probably more
She
capable
wants to
of
make the money
I agree
to
with that.
provide
of
for
like,
herself.
but being
Exactly.
like if you've just
Give
been
herself what she
handed
didn't have.
everything,
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you've been handed everything your entire life, like I don't think you're gonna. I don't know. It depends.
No, I agree
but,
with
but
that.
I do think there is also something to people may be drawn to people within their socioeconomic
Yeah.
level. So
Right.
did you finish all the?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I feel like I agree though. Everyone has their own preferences, so it would be like whatever that guy likes, like the type of body on a girl, and then a pretty face, and then yeah, like cleanliness, and then personality, I guess, independent. I feel like guys like funny girls, and
What?
do they not?
I'm gonna be honest.
Men
You
I
like
don't
a funny
think we
girl?
care. For me, and I think a lot of guys,
You have to have
we
a
don't give a fuck if you're funny.
Wow.
We do not care. I don't care.
What if she's not pretty?
And I've never. What if she's not pretty?
She has
Like,
to make
not
up for
pretty,
it
but,
somehow.
like,
You
yeah.
know, like give her
She's
credit.
not
But she's
pretty,
saying,
but
but she's
we're
not pretty,
talking
but she's
about-
funny. Like, you know, sometimes men aren't cute, but they're funny. So it,
But they really
it
like
bumps
the
them up a notch.
personality.
It does, 100%. If he is not, say that he like he's a 10, but you know, but like say that he's like a solid 6, but he has jokes and can make me laugh. All like the joke, like like we like a funny guy because we laugh when and our eyes are closed. You know, like have you heard that? Like girls go for the funny guys because when they laugh, their eyes are closed and they can't look at me. It's a thing.
Well, so I agree with you that I think a lot of women enjoy a guy who's
Yeah.
funny. I'm not sure if there's a symmetry there. I don't know if men. I don't honestly. A lot of men, they don't give a fuck if you're funny.
Really?
And I don't. No, but I will say this. I'm not saying that men
Ask the chat.
strictly. I'm not saying that men strictly want. All they care about is looks, but personality-wise, I think funny is like low on the
There's
totem
things that come
pole.
before it.
Their personality-wise, yeah. I think most guys would probably prefer like.
A dull girl.
Bitch.
A bland
Yes.
A bland girl.
Damn,
I'm
thought I
gonna
was
honestly.
funny.
I'm gonna say. I think a lot of guys just
But
want a
then what do you-
super chill,
What do you guys
mellow,
talk about? Like,
demure,
Just like submissive.
submissive,
Submissive.
quiet,
That's
peaceful,
That's what Andrew
funny
Tate
chicks.
wants.
Andrew Tate. We should pull up a video,
That's what
maybe.
he wants.
What
Another Andrew
Andrew Tate? He knows a thing or two. But we'll get back to Andrew Tate. We'll have you give your take.
So I think, yeah, I mean, it's the same answer every time. It's like all guys are gonna have their own preferences.
Yeah,
I think
just generally speaking, though.
yeah. Generally, I think looks wise, most guys aren't gonna want a super lazy girl, whether it's like you work out all the time or you go out and do things. You don't sit in bed all day. But then again, some guys like the homebody. So it's like I really don't feel like there's any actual type that a guy looks at, personality or like physical. It's like, whether you're thin or you're thicker, ass, tits, pretty face. Like that's pretty much the main thing. If you keep up with yourself, I feel like guys really look maybe at like hygiene. Personality wise, I would think that, yeah, if some guys actually do like it where they feel like the girl doesn't have their life together, so they're like either like their protector, or I feel like guys like to be the protector sometimes. I don't know.
So you're saying guys like when a girl doesn't have her life together.
No.
Or-
I'm saying some guys do want the mommy type, and then other guys want, that not have their life together. I don't know how to say it the right way, but
To like help her.
help her.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
Captain Save-A-Ho?
Yeah, Captain
Situation.
Save-A-Ho. I don't know, but like I don't know. Some guys like the independent woman, and then other guys like to be their protector, I guess. I don't know if I'm saying it the right way, but
That makes
do you guys get what I'm saying?
Yeah, that makes
okay.
sense.
As long as they got it.
We got you.
Well, I feel like looks-wise, they all do seem to go for
What do they go
ass,
for?
boobs. It's like unrealistic sometimes, but sometimes they have like this unrealistic, curvy, flat tummy, big boobs, big butt. But at the end of the day, they're gonna settle for what they like. But like personality-wise, I feel like they split into two categories. Like some men do like she said, like the mommy type. They want to be taken care of, a girl that will cook for them, clean for them, do their laundry, be there to listen, kind of just baby them a little. And some men do like a girl who, I get what you were trying to say, like
the men like
to
where
be
they can
dominant,
a
feel
baby.
dominant. They like to feel dominant,
Yeah.
pretty much.
But a
But
baby,
then a baby
behind,
closed doors.
and
Exactly.
then dominant on the outside.
Like they want to build
That's
bitch.
what I was trying to
and
say.
then- yeah.
Like
Yeah.
some men don't like a girl, like they kind of feel threatened if the girl has more money than them, because now they're feeling like, well, what can I give to you? And
Totally.
so they kind of split two ways on what men like. It seems like, at least from a girl's point of view.
That's why
The
we're here.
breadwinner.
Yeah, that whole discussion in terms of who's the breadwinner, that is an interesting one. I think, because I do think, at least in the past, one of the ways men made themselves attractive to women is by being a provider. But
It's
that's
still today.
That's still to this day, but that's kind of gone for the most part.
Yeah, we
Because
balanced it out.
women are going to college, getting jobs. A lot of women are out earning men. Actually, they did a study that women who live in cities who are single, well, it's not even single, who are unmarried and childless between the ages of 18 and 29 are out earning their male counterparts. In I think even in Santa Barbara, they released a study recently throughout numerous major cities in that specific age demographic, never married, no kids. But that's changing. So, you also hear these stories of amongst older professional women that they're failing to find men who are financially attractive.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that going on. So, yeah. So, just curious, show of hands, or maybe we can go around the table. Do you think that, since we're on the topic of finances, do you guys think that guys care about how much money a woman makes? Let's start with you.
No, I don't think they care. I think as long as you're not like a mooch and like being, at this age, like in our 20s, I think everybody, man or woman, is kind of like, just creating their financial structure. But so as of now, no, I don't think they care.
But at any point, because if you're in college, sure, like most guys, they're not like thinking so much. I'd say women too. They're not really so concerned with the other person's finances. But I think once you start getting into your profession, you get a bit older, then it is a bit more of a consideration.
I think as our generation grows to be in our 30s and 40s, that it will matter more maybe to men if you are like financially like okay. But like you said, like in the past, like the generation of our parents, it was, men were taught to be the providers for their families, but it's changing now. So I think, as we get older, maybe, yes, they will probably care, but like.
So wait, as men will care more as they get older?
Of our generation.
Okay.
So, like, this generation now, as of 2022.
I think that's the year.
I think that's the year too. I think that it was very much men were like breadwinners. I mean, that's how they would provide. But I think as we kind of balance out as we get older, I mean, it might make a difference. So I'm going to say yes. Maybe they'll care if a woman is financially stable as we get older. Right? Maybe?
Yeah, so kind of building off of that, I think it depends. I think there's different types of men. There's the man who doesn't care what they make and likes, so say it's like you're dating or involved or with whatever, a guy, and they make a lot of money, say you make a lot or don't make a lot, it might not matter. They just want to pay for everything or like take care of you in a way to make it seem like they're the caregiver of the relationship or whatever it is. Or there's the one that like just
wants a 50-50.
Yeah, 50-50. Or there's I think it's also like a thing if they don't want to pay for everything or give a lot. Say like the woman doesn't make a lot and they just take, but don't seem very appreciative of it. I think that's where like it kind of gets up to be a big problem.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah.
Actually, let's just switch up the question.
Switch up? Okay.
Yeah, so who pays on a first date? Alondra.
I guess whoever initiated the date, whoever asks, because I feel like if you're asking, or I'll put it this way, since usually men ask, if I'm asking you to go out and I'm picking the place, then I mean, obviously I'm not going to expect your pockets to be at that level. Like, what if I pick like a fancy restaurant and your pockets
Wait,
aren't
so
there?
this is a first date, but you're going to
Let's
pick.
say I invited
like you're asking him out.
and I
Okay.
picked this place, I wouldn't expect them to pay.
So are you paying for everything?
I'll pay.
Or is it
So
split?
I guess it depends. The answer is it depends on who asks who's initiating the first date. So
Okay.
yeah. So if I ask, then yeah, I'll pay.
Sure.
But if
So
he
okay.
asked-
So I'll ask the question. A guy asks you out, first date. Does he pay or do you split?
If a guy asks me out and he wants to go out with me, like,
For dinner or drink?
yeah, you know, if you want me to come out with you, then I would expect you to pay. If, you know, however, we are young, if he wants to go out and have a good time and, you know, we get there, we have drinks, the bill comes out a little bit more expensive than he was anticipating it was going to be, and he's like, yo, you know, it's a hard time. I wanted to go out with you, but, you know, times are hard. I'd be like, look, I'll split with you, or, you know, how hard are times? Because you know, I'd help out, but, you know, initially I would think that you would pay for it if you are asking me out.
If he asks to split, is there going to be a second date? Or is that just a deal breaker?
It depends. No, it really just depends on the circumstances.
Sure.
But, you know, if you're like asking me out and then you make it seem like, hey, I've got everything, and then, you know, we finish the date and it's like, yo, can we split? I'd be like, yeah, that's fine. And then maybe, yeah, I don't know. I don't ever want to say no, there would be no second date, but at the same time it's like, I don't know. I really don't know.
If a guy asked me out on a date, I would expect him to pay, but like I would offer to be like, do you want to split it? Usually they'll say no. I haven't had someone like say yes, but I'll probably like get the dessert or like the tip maybe, like something like that. So I'm not like just putting it all on him, you know?
What if you offer to split and he's like, okay.
I wouldn't immediately be like, there's no date. Like I would assess how
But
the
you wouldn't
date
be.
went.
Would you be upset by that? You offer, but he takes you up on your offer.
I feel like I wouldn't be mad because I offered.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, but that's just me.
But would it be a deal breaker to split?
I don't think so. Like,
Okay.
depends where we go to. If it's really expensive, like, I don't expect him to pay the full thing. Or
Sure.
I'll get the dessert, you know?
Kiki, what do you think?
She's a baby.
Personally, I'm always one to split. Like, I prefer splitting. I'm also the one that asks the guys out, and I've gone up to a guy at a bar and be like, hey, I think you're really attractive. Can I get your number? Go out for drinks sometime. And, you know, like, I'm always one to like I'm down to like buy the drinks since I've offered to buy the drinks, and I have before. Like, I've gone out with a guy, I asked him out, We went to dinner. He bought dinner, and then we went to the bar, and I bought the drinks. And the bartender was kind of taken back by that. He's like, oh, like kind of made a comment about it, and I was like, I don't know. For me, like I'm comfortable enough. Like I'm happy to split the bill, and there's totally a second date if we split the bill. It doesn't affect me.
Wait, so you said that you're going up to guys, asking them out on dates?
Yeah, I'm more
more often than the reverse.
I haven't had a guy ask me out in, I don't remember.
Well,
but I mean, like, I'm more comfortable now going out and being like, hey, I think you're really attractive. Can I get your number? Like, let's go out for drinks or something. That's just me.
Are you on any dating apps?
I'm on Tinder, but I don't use it. I'm like never really on it, but I have it. Yeah.
Same with me. I am very down to split anything, especially at this age. Like, it would be more expected, like, when I'm older, if a guy asks me out on a date to say, like, to, like, pay for the bill just because we're older and we have the finances to do so. But I think at this age, at any point in time, I think it's fine to split the bill, especially if it's an expensive restaurant and they're like, I want to go out with you, blah, blah, blah. But then I don't think if you put it all on him, it's a little hard to afford at this age, if that makes sense.
Sure. And so you were saying that when you got a bit older, at that point, you might feel a bit more of a expectation.
If
that
they're the one to initiate
ask.
it.
Okay.
It's kind of like
they asked, they should pay. Okay. Spearman Rhino girl.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I was waiting for you to ask questions. So sorry. Okay. I would say, I mean, split it. If they're like a cool person, like I like to vibe with somebody before. So I would like to be like friends on the initial level. Let's say if it's an older man, then I expect him to pay. But if we're like in the same age range, then I would say split it. Or if we got dinner and then went to the bar after and got drinks, then if he pays for dinner, then I'll pay for drinks. So I would say like equal, because you're just getting to know each other. So there's, I mean.
Okay.
Right?
I have a bit of a hot take on this one. So probably going to get hate from both men and women on this.
I love those.
So this whole idea of whoever asks should pay, I do feel like ignores the fact that de facto, the vast majority of men, they have to be the ones who initiate and ask for a date. Now, occasionally a girl will go up, maybe sometimes there's outliers, but I'd say most men's experiences, especially the average man's experiences, if he wants to go on a date, to go anywhere, he's going to have to initiate almost every single step along the way. So, by the way, 2022, feminism, equality, all that. So, boom. I guess we'll go 50-50. So I think that's my take. And
Fair deal.
That's fair. I agree.
Right?
Yeah,
That's fair.
You can't be feminist until the check comes. Shit's 50-50.
Agreed.
Okay, so anyways, let's read some quick super chats, and then I'm going to come in with my take kind of on the whole standards thing. So we just have two here. We'll get through them really quick, and a couple interesting comments. Really quick, ladies. Vitaly ZDTV asks, I don't think that's the real one. Would any of you date a felon? Really quick, just yes. We'll go around the table. Alondra?
No.
Maybe. Is it a maybe or is it
Murder?
Yes or no? Nope.
Murder? No, but if it was like assault, maybe he changed or something.
Okay, what about tax evasion?
Has he changed?
No, he's going to continue evading tax.
Then no.
Murder, no.
No.
Yes. I actually have a crazy story about that.
So,
One of my ex-boyfriends is in prison for murder.
oh
No
shit.
names.
Yeah.
No names.
So, why don't you tell us a little bit about that? Wait, you were with him while he was. Did you meet him?
Out.
He was already
we were
in
just
prison.
kids. So we were just teenagers when it actually happened, and we had dated for a few years. We were just kids, and I knew his whole family, everything like that. He's a good person, and some bad circumstances happened, and the environment we were in at the time happened to be an area where a lot of people recklessly carried guns, and the worst of the worst happened, and he's currently in prison right now for murder. And aside from that, I've also dated like a couple felons. Maybe I shouldn't say too much, but yeah, I might say this as well. I caught a felony charge when I was 17, and thankfully it got wiped off my record. So
Was it the drug dealing?
It actually was for that. But so I would say you can't really judge anybody for that kind of stuff. I mean, it is a hard life to come after, especially if you catch a charge like that after 18.
I think people can be rehabilitated, Yeah. But so tell us about, so you met him in prison or?
No, we were kids. We were teenagers together, and we had dated previous to that, and he went through some hard circumstances where his parents had been together. He was one of 7, and he was the last one. And his mom had been with his dad for years and years and years, and as soon as they got a divorce, she decided that she was going to leave him in his sophomore year alone in Colorado.
Okay,
And
what was the crime that he committed?
he committed murder.
Oh, duh. Okay.
Yeah.
Was it in self-defense or was it just?
Well,
let's not get into it. We won't get into it. But how long were you dating him?
Again, we were kids, so it's not like we were probably 3 years.
Did you visit him in prison?
I did visit him while he was still in jail previous to COVID.
So you were with him for 3 years. At what point in the relationship did the murder happen?
So we were like off and on. At one point we had a really strong relationship where he was in a difficult area where I knew he was seeing other girls, but because I supported him because he was my friend, and whatever, we were dating on and off. It's a huge long story, but at probably the end, probably like year 3, I still talk to him. I still get letters and everything like that. But
so shortly after he went to prison is when, or shortly after he was arrested is when the relationship ended?
It had ended like a little bit before that, but we were like off and on. We were like really close friends. So I guess it had ended previous to that, but we were still close. Okay,
got it.
Because we were kids.
Good times. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure Vitaly here appreciates all your answers. Okay. Let's see. American Network against Labia Plasty. I'm with you, Brian. Labia love. All labia matter. Yes. Justice for Audis. Okay. Let's see. Stephen Stifler. Ask the ladies to... Stifler back again.
Dude, he did this.
I don't know what the...
No.
Stifler.
What is this?
I know.
Read the question.
I can't read
it says ask the
I don't
ladies
know.
to
I
rate
don't know how to
themselves
do
on
it.
a scale of 1 to 10.
Ask the ladies to rate themselves on a scale of 1 to 10.
We can do this at the same time.
Ready? One.
Y'all gonna give the same answer? Okay. Why don't we just go around the table? Alondra.
Honest answers?
Honest answer. Rate your physical appearance.
Period.
10. Okay.
Say it.
You're rating.
You're a fucking 10.
Just to be clear, we're not, considering personality, any of these things.
Like
10.
Strictly looks. 10. Okay.
strictly looks. I guess a 10. I don't.
I already said this. I'm a 10.
Yeah, I'm a 10.
10.
10 all around.
You are a 10.
Oh, me? Oh, God damn it. Yeah, probably a 10.
Okay. Everyone's a 10. Everyone's
like
a 10.
that guy.
Steven Stifler.
I don't like him.
I want to be honest.
10 though?
I
Really?
want to be honest.
You don't think we're 10?
It's a
I
little-
asked you this yesterday and you
it's
didn't
a-
answer.
It's a little bit. Don't you think it's a bit hubris? A little bit of hubris.
Can I
You don't
be
think we're 10?
honest?
What do you think you are? Like
I'm like a 6.
That's what
Dude,
I'm
you
saying.
have-
But are you
Yeah,
funny?
confidence
Do you
is
get those
key.
extra
Like
points if you're funny?
6.9 maybe on a good day.
I don't know.
I
Personally,
need
like
to lose a bit of weight.
I think I'm like
so.
a 7, a strong.
Oh, there we
7.
go. Thank you for the.
I do say 10 when I look in the right mirror, but
No,
I
you're a
don't
10
think.
girl.
Okay, I think yes. Okay, confident wise, I will say 10, but like 7 is I feel like is a good number because
Damn, Mike Davis.
I don't know.
see, I agree. There's like days where I'm just like, shit, like I look like a mess, like I'm not feeling my best.
Yeah.
But like there's days where I'm like in the gym and I'm just like, okay, like I look really good. And
I know
like,
I'm not a perfect 10.
right, but like I also like I'm working on myself to like be the most confident and like feel the best that I can, and like you know when I feel the best I can, like yeah, like I'm a 10, like I'm.
And it's like, what's the standard of 10? So it's
Yeah.
like, what are we comparing ourselves to if there's the standard? You
Yeah, and we
see,
talked
you
about
can't just, it's to each their own.
Definitely.
To each their own.
Okay. All right. No comment. So okay, I'll ask one question then. So I asked this the last time. If y'all are 10,
Oh. 7.
you deserve a guy who's a 10, right? So who's a 10 guy that you would deserve? Brad Pitt when he was like 22?
I don't know.
I
I,
don't think
like.
it's
I don't
Brad
think
Pitt?
looks matter.
No.
Yeah. I mean, looks matter. Looks matter. But like for me personally, like I don't know if they're funny and they have a good personality and they have like the aspects that I want personality wise, like kind, good person. Okay, then you know, say you're not like a 10, like good looks. Okay, like I don't care. That's fine. Like if you can treat me well and you're a good person.
Well, I think Stifler here.
Oh, is
Means
he a
looks.
10? Is he a
Well,
10?
he may very well be, but so he has. He's asking, you know, just strictly looks.
Yeah.
And I certainly agree with you that your personality, who you are as a person, can make you more attractive to a person or make you a better partner. I think if you ask most guys if they'd rather be with a 10, but she's a bitch, or a girl who's like 6 or 7, but she's really sweet, great, feminine, submissive, like all this stuff, they're going to go with the girl who's less physically attractive. That's me. That's my take anyways.
Agreed. No, that's
So thank you, Steven Stifler, for the question. Mike Davis is roasting you guys in the chat, so let's see what he has to say. Mike Davis, $5. Mike Davis,
How
thank you for the.
rate themselves. What are they then?
Mike Davis, thank you for the $5 super chat. All these girls definitely are a
great.
10 combined.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
Not my
Well,
not my
whatever.
words, not my words. It's Mike Davis's words. We have some other super chats here we're going to go through. Stephen Krug with the $5 stupor chat. It might be stupor chat. Stephen, good to see you again. Thank you for the $5 super chat. David Buss, Evolutionary Psych. Sorry, guys, I'm mumbling, stumbling. English is my second language. Says, mates are all about equal mate value. The 10s match with 10s, 5s match with 5 on intelligence and looks. Steven, you have to stop drinking while you're... I'm slurring my words.
You're drinking.
I'm totally sober, but English is my second language. Steven, you got to stop being liquored up every time you watch the show because we cannot comprehend what you're saying. But thank you for the $5 super chat. Says mates are all about equal mate value. The 10s match with 10s, 5s. Okay. Anyone have a take on this?
I want to say,
Sure. Come on in.
like, personally, I would never, okay, if I were a perfect 10, I would not see a guy on the street who is trying to, or if he's trying to talk to me and like, let's say he's not the perfect 10. I'm not going to completely brush him off and be like, you're not a 10, you can't talk to me. I'm not, give the guy a chance, I'm all about give the guy a chance. But at the same time, if I'm, let's say I was like a 4 and a 10 comes up to me, I'm probably going to be like, shit, why is he talking to me, or why is he giving me the time of day? So I don't know. It's just kind of like, it kind of just goes way back to when we were talking about preference in a person.
Word.
No, I get that.
No, that makes sense, Okay, more super chats. Steven, thank you again. Mike Davis, $5 super chat. Women do not out-earn men. They legally make more money and don't know how to avoid Uncle Sam, so it looks that way on paper. Women do not out-earn men. They legally make...
Don't women make less in the office too? Like,
Yeah.
aren't we like paid a little bit less than men? Like,
Debunked. It's been debunked.
Well,
The wage gap, debunked.
I disagree.
We can talk about it. We can talk about it if you want.
Honestly, I have no
I just
knowledge in that
I've just worked
all.
at a job where like it was discussed throughout employees. It wasn't legally discussed, but like we discussed it. Men were making 50 cents more than females.
50 cents.
50 cents
That-
more than females.
That wait,
and
50,
they
50
had
cents more. Okay. I thought you were saying 50% more.
no, 50 cents more per hour, and the male like supervisor had a desk, and the female supervisor did not have his own desk. So I'm kind of like
The female
the female
supervisor
supervisor did not have
ha-
her own
his?
desk. Excuse
Okay,
me,
sure,
her
sure.
own desk. But I'm like, that's kind of
Please respect
yeah.
her
Her
pronouns.
excuse me.
Please.
Excuse me.
Please.
But yeah, no. I mean, it may have been debunked. It was a while ago, for all I know. But no, women are paid less and not treated as well.
Erroneous! Erroneous!
I mean, so okay, the wage gap. We're hitting a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
The wage gap has been debunked by various economists. Basically, what the wage gap is this. I mean, and the number's always fluctuating. It's what is it? 80 cents on the dollar to what a man makes. That's when you look at the entire population, and you add up all the money men make, all the money women make, and you don't adjust for things like hours worked. You don't adjust for educational level. You don't adjust for what else? The seniority. You don't adjust for the type of job. You don't adjust for overtime. You don't adjust for all these factors. If you really look and break down, compare like to like, it's payscale.com recently did a study, and it's like the wage gap, as it's so called. It's really an earnings gap. It's been reduced. It's like 99 cents to the dollar.
No comment.
No comment.
I honestly
Okay.
have no
If you
knowledge
disagree,
when it
Nothing
comes
to
to
say.
if anyone disagrees, you're free to disagree. I mean, I would also.
I've never worked in a workspace though where that came into play, like, because I am really young still. I've only ever worked in retail. I'm a nanny right now, so it's like I get paid my own pay. So I've never had to come into the wage gap situation, and I've never actually really had any knowledge on wage gap personally, because I've never had to talk about it, and I've never had to be aware of it. So I don't really have anything to say on that. As far as I just don't know.
Word.
Yeah, cool. I mean, I would just ask that, as far as the wage gap goes, if it was truly the case that employers could pay women far less, then why would they hire men? Mm-hmm. That, to me, it's like, if you can pay a woman less, then only women would get hired. And it's also, since the 1960s, it's been written into law. It is illegal for the same job, equal pay, equal work. It's illegal to do that. So if you can show that you're being paid less than your exact counterpart, you would have the basis of you could litigate. Good times. Okay, so okay, we're gonna continue with the super chats here. Let's see. We got Mike Davis.
Mike Davis again.
Yo,
likes
Mike
giving you
Davis.
money.
Mike
least he has
Davis coming in clutch. I think he's turning around. I think he's becoming a supporter. Mike Davis, thank you for the $5 super chat. Much appreciated, man. Listen, fellow kings. The best advice when it comes to women is to watch what they do, not what they say.
Actions speak
Word.
louder than
I suppose that
words.
applies to both genders, though.
Yeah.
Watch what they do, not what they say. Wise words from Mike Davis. Thank you, sir. Let's see. Stephen Krug with the $2. Please Google picture of Crazy Hot Matrix. Stephen, right now we have Eric on the ones and twos. You sure? You might butcher it. You might butcher it, my friend.
What does that mean?
Like, I think it's in short
Also,
screen.
wait. Eric, can you also Google payscale.com wage gap while we're at it?
This
We believe
conversation.
back on
I'm
this.
bored.
Like, we believe you. We
We believe you. We're just too young to like actually know.
I'm bored with that
A
question.
little bit.
We'll just pull it up real quick. Just real quick.
No. This girl has to be at Spirit
Do you-
Rhino by 10.
Yeah, we'll get her out.
We have a
We'll be
shift to
fine.
clock
I'll
in
push
for.
it. I'll push it a little bit.
Her VIPs are waiting there.
No. We'll wait.
Eric,
We're fine.
Maybe those $5 super
This is
chats should be
kinda
thrown on
different.
stage instead.
Give her the one.
Eric, do you have it? The Crazy Hot Matrix. Whoops, hold on.
Oh, he's coming for you too, right there.
The Crazy Hot Matrix. Let's see. Can you control mouse wheel that a little bigger, Eric? There we go. We'll just
what
one
the fuck? That's
one.
Amber Heard.
The Crazy Hot Matrix.
Danger.
Yep. Facts. Okay, you can. Did you pull up pay scale, Eric? No. Okay, forget it.
Yeah, just
you
forget
don't
it.
have to.
No, don't do it.
Applies to the pay scales.
Forget it, Eric. Okay. Brixton, do you wear the slame flannel every pod? Garbage fries, thank you for the $2 super chat. I've switched it up. I've worn 3 flannels. I can't speak English, guys. Sorry. I've only worn 3 different flannels, so I switch it up from time to time. And then Steven, real quick, while we're on the super chats. $5 super chat. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. The power trip type of personality in women, also in men, in different contexts, try to weaponize perceived misogyny for their own financial benefit. Steven, I'm telling you, man, lay off the liquor, dude. I cannot understand what you are saying, but thank you for the support, man.
Sounds like one
What?
of those nerds
The
in
power
high school.
trip type of personality,
How old do you
try to
think he is?
weaponize perceived.
Mis-
Bro,
for
you
the-
got to write a
Wait,
book,
that-
dude. You're eloquent as fuck. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm just not
Like-
smart enough, Steven. I'm not smart enough for you.
Okay,
Okay,
next
let's.
question.
Yeah, we're
Like
bringing it back here. Hold on, just a sec, guys. Okay, so we were talking about standards, preferences,
We're back.
Oh my
We're
God.
back.
boundaries. Okay, they didn't like the wage gap talk, but it's okay. So in our last show, we had a bit of a heated debate on a couple things.
Yeah.
Not you and me so much,
No,
but
yeah.
the armpit hair chick.
Feminist.
Feminist, yes.
Is
Sorry.
that Crystal?
Yeah.
Crystal woman?
I mean,
The
I like
crystal lady guy. Yeah. So, one of the big preferences and standards that a few people on the panel took quarrel with, and I'm going to go through some other preferences and standards that men have, but one of the big ones, or two of the big ones, is so one of the big things that men care about is, and some people disagree, is, and this is okay. So one of the things men value in a woman is sexual purity. So low body count.
Okay.
Men like
Figured
What
that
would
would
it
come
help?
up.
men like women with a low body count. So that was the big one that came up. So why don't we talk a bit about body count? Does body count matter?
No.
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 No? No?
No.
No.
Wait, forgot. Oh, no, actually.
No.
Well, for
No.
both. We can say
No.
both, but let's say if we want to frame it from the men's preference perspective, should a woman's body count matter? Or we can keep it gender neutral.
Neither. No.
Should the body count
No.
matter?
I mean, no, but unfortunately, like, it does to some degree.
What's the degree?
Like, of course, like, guys always talk about wanting a lady with a low body count, but do they have a low body count? I don't
It's
know.
different.
I don't think it should matter. I don't think
It's
that it's
different.
as long as you're safe and you're like, I think that's a question that doesn't really matter
That's fair.
to some people.
To some people. Okay. So I'm going to give my take. I'm going to just say a lot of men prefer women with a low body count.
Right.
If you line up 100 men and you say, would you prefer a girl who slept with fewer men? They'd say yes. No guy's going to say, if a guy has a girlfriend, he's going to say, no.
Obviously, I prefer not to date a whore.
Right. No guy's going to be like,
But-
gee, I really wish you know, my last girlfriend, or I really wish my current girlfriend had slept with more men. No guy's gonna say
Yeah.
that.
Well,
right?
no guy or girl is going to prefer to date somebody who's slept around. But
Well,
if
that's
they
the
meet
question.
somebody, yeah, for me, it's like I would prefer, you know, to date somebody who like. But if I meet them and I vibe with them and their body count's high, so what? I'm not gonna just. It's not gonna be a deal breaker. That's what I'm trying to say. But
Yeah, no,
I like a good whore.
I do too. Like, not a whore, but like, you know, like, I don't know.
experience, I guess.
Yeah, like, honestly, like, I don't care. Body count for me doesn't care at all, not one bit. But like, if they have a higher body count, they've been around a block, they kind of have some experience, they kind of know, like, okay, because some guys don't know where stuff is.
Let me ask you a question. So hold on, let me ask you a question on that. So who do you think will be more experienced? A guy who's had 3 long-term relationships, each lasting a year, and they were having consistent sex, or a guy who's slept with 70 women and he's the most amount of times he's slept with one woman is like 3 times?
The guy that had the long relationships knows those 3 girls' bodies and knows what those 3 girls like, not what like the specific, but obviously you have to like know your partner. But versus the guy that's had the 70, he kind of like, I don't know, you learn new tricks. That's all I'm saying.
Not on one night. Sorry.
I mean, if you really want to go deep, like, well, no pun intended, in terms of exploring things sexually, like that shit's really not gonna, I mean, I don't know, on a one night stand, it's gonna be kind of basic. I feel that. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
And you, anyways, okay, so you seem adamant. Body count doesn't matter.
Not one bit.
Not a bit. Okay, so even like if the guy had 100 bodies.
I have a friend that does. Like, I have a friend that has 99. You know, and it
to the T.
it doesn't matter. Personally, it doesn't. As long as you're clean and you're safe, I don't care. I don't even need to know if I'm in a relationship with a person. I don't even need to know how many people you've been with. Like, obviously, if we're like at like a small function and there's a girl in the room that you've slept with, I'd like to know, like, oh yeah, her. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, but I don't care. That's just me.
But it's like,
So it seemed like everyone here said shouldn't matter.
No.
Okay. What's your body count?
What's my body count? That's a great question. Stopped keeping track after 5 because it just did not
After
matter.
5, I mean, you can keep track a little bit. After 5, right?
After 5, but you got to think about it. Like, it all depends on when you lost your virginity. If I lost
When was
mine,
that?
When I lost mine,
Sure.
at 17.
Okay. And 24?
24.
Okay. So do you know what the body count is?
It's definitely somewhere between like maybe like 15, 25, somewhere around there.
15 and 25.
Yeah.
Okay, in that range, sure.
I mean, my body count's 10. I mean, considering when I lost my virginity, it was a young age, to a boyfriend that I had for a long time. But yeah, so from then to now, it's 10 or 11.
2.
I mean, I don't usually say mine just because I don't think it matters enough for people to know it. That's kind of where I haven't even told boyfriends. Like, I don't tell them because I'm like, there's no need for people to know it.
But have they've asked?
Yeah, and I
Or-
haven't said it. I've had a boyfriend ask, and I've had friends ask, just because, like, you know, and it's not crazy, but I'm like, if I'm safe and clean, I don't think it matters enough to say it.
I'm just curious, so past doesn't matter?
No.
Okay. But a little bit earlier you said you wouldn't date a felon.
Who murdered?
So his past
I don't
does
wanna
kind
murder
of
That
matter.
is bad. That is bad.
Past doesn't matter, clean, safe, healthy, whatever, but like murder, I feel like is a different than sleeping around. You
It is a
know?
bit different, I'll give you that.
That's jail.
2.
2? Okay.
I'm gonna call upon my
Are
Fifth
you-
Amendment
you're-
right.
She's pleading the 5th. She is pleading the 5th.
I am pleading the 5th.
Okay. Well,
Multiply it by 3, and that's the real number.
So, okay.
1.
What would you be willing to give a range or an over/under? Under 10?
No.
Over 10?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Over 20? She doesn't like this question. Over 30?
No. It's in 10 and 20.
Okay. Internet sleuths, do the calculations. Okay. So that is one of the things that guys care about
Just what?
is body count.
But it's like, how do you ever prove that? Like, I could give you
Well, people
any
could
number
lie.
off the top of my head. How are you going to prove all 20 bodies?
Yeah, because I've
You
heard
could
that
lie.
guys lower their body too.
They divide by 3.
Yeah, and I'm like,
That's why you just got to take it. Take whatever.
Well,
they
yeah,
say.
of course, like
take it with a grain of salt.
someone could lie. But,
Everybody lies.
But I mean, like if someone in your circle was privy to, like if it wasn't a mystery or a secret
Right.
that someone else in that social group or friend group slept with a lot of people, like, I mean, there's people talk, people know, then the guy might be like, not really, that's kind of an issue. Don't want to take her seriously. So,
Yeah, I guess, like, if you slept with the whole football team, like, that makes sense. But it's like, after that, like, how, you know?
so in those, if
what
the
if she
guy,
slept with the whole baseball team, too, but she didn't tell you that part?
Baseball boys have booty though. Don't just.
what if that was her thing though?
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with it.
Nothing at all.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, they would know she slept with the whole football team because they talk. But it's like, how
they
would you
talk.
know any further
They
than
talk.
that?
And they all talk to the point of like group chat talk.
She's outing the group.
No, I'm not. No, I'm saying no. It's not even like I'm not even talking about the team. I'm just talking about like in high school. Like boys talk about everything with everyone, and then
They have
I
group
think
chats.
yeah, I just think it's fun. Like girls are just like, oh yeah, like I'm talking to like these 2 boys, and then she thinks that the 2 boys don't know each other, and I'm like, they do.
wait, guys talk about everything with each other?
I don't know about everything.
Because isn't it, I don't know, it seems like, we don't have to go into that. So, I've written down a whole list of preferences, standards, and boundaries. But before I get into the list, it's a long list.
Lord, you're not going to work.
What time is it?
No, we're going to try to end in like 40 minutes or so.
Well,
So,
I'll make it.
yeah, she'll make it. She'll make it, yeah. So, maybe we should pull up the Andrew Tate video.
Please do it.
Decisions.
Mike Davis is hurting. No,
So-
I'm so sorry. Look at that comment.
What
Mike
comment?
Davis.
Oh,
He
Mike
paid
Davis.
$5 to say that.
What'd he say?
He'd be the
it's
type
right
of guy
there.
to pay
Red hair
too.
has the highest body count. Probably smells like the whole penitentiary down there. Damn, cuz.
Should we pull up the? Okay, we'll pull it up. Well, do you know, Eric? Do you know how to pull it up? I'm gonna pull it up. Put it on Meredith over here. Meredith, why don't you tell us a little bit about working at the Spearmint Rhino? Tell us about how frequently you work, how much money you make, et cetera, et cetera. Craziest story.
Craziest story, please.
Oh my gosh. I don't even know if I could. I mean, there's been so many crazy stories that I don't know if I could hone in on one without like a lead into it. But I work generally like 4 to 5 days a week. Depending. Usually 4. 5 is when I'm like trying to hit heavy. But I mean, money varies so much that I can't really give you a range. I would say like most dancers would say they probably make like $80,000 a year. So somewhere around that. Somewhere around more than minimum wage.
You know what's so attractive?
I don't know what. Give me a question. How about that? Like, give me something to, like, would you want to know how it affects like my view on standards and boundaries and dating men, like that kind of area, or what kind of stuff do you want to know?
Like how much you make in a night?
How much do I make in a night? Well, it depends. It really depends on the night, whatever is going on, what time of month it is. Like, have people just paid
What time
rent?
of month it is?
Like, not for...
Do you work when that's happening?
Yeah, actually we do. But I'm not saying it in that manner. I was saying it in the manner of people, like, having just paid rent, or let's say around a holiday. It just all depends. Like, you could leave with $65 or you could leave with $1,400. It just kind of depends on the night and how many customers.
Eric, let's have you pull up the video for us.
It all costs for drinking.
Okay, go ahead and play it.
You know what's so attractive about younger women? Because a lot of these dudes talk about fertility and looks and stuff. I don't actually think it's that. I think that in the modern world, in the days of old, right, you'd meet a woman, you get married, you'd be together, whatever. In the modern world, if I meet a girl who's 33 and single, I know the amount of dick that's been through her before me is just simply unattractive. I don't care how nice you are, but you're 33 years old. How many men have fun? If I got a 19-year-old girl, I might be her second or third man, right? I'm going to be dude number fucking 29, and all the trauma and heartbreak and bullshit they put you through, you're going to try and bring to my door? Like, well, my last man cheated. I don't give a fuck. Like, I don't care. Like, why is that my problem? So if you pick up older women, you have to accept they've been on the carousel longer. They've had more fucking rides, more spins. I don't want that shit. When I see a beautiful young woman, I know that she has a very low body count. And also, but the truth is this, women's mentality is absolutely connected to sex. If a woman sleeps with a bunch of men, it's harder to penetrate her mind and make her fall in love with you. It is unattractive too. And it's unattractive. It is. But if she's had 30 dudes inside of her, she really gonna think, you know what, this guy's so special, or she's gonna think, you know what, he talked to me rude, I'll just go get a new guy. Whereas if a woman's only been with a few guys, she's much more likely to fall in love with you, be a better partner. It's the likelihood of her falling completely in love with you and staying loyal to you and really believing you're the only man for her after being through so much trauma and so many men and sleeping with so many dudes and having her heart broken and having those memories of her ex and all that crap she's been through is far less likely than meeting a nice, young, beautiful girl who hasn't been with many men. And she goes, you know what? This is the guy, I like him. Every woman who knows this and every man who watches this can be honest. Women fall in love with the person they lose their virginity to, or their second or third guy. They really remember them. They really love them. Any woman who slept with 50 dudes, she doesn't even remember who most of them are. She doesn't care. If a woman slept with a bunch of men before you, she's less likely to stick it out through a difficult period in a relationship. She's more likely to just say, you know what? New answer's new dick. That's a pretty good answer. And that's the truth. Let me make something clear. If I meet a beautiful 30-year-old woman, I'm not saying I won't sleep with her. That's pretty fucking old.
Yeah, 30.
I know.
What are you, crazy?
There's been times I was drunk.
Okay, bring it back, Eric. Okay, reaction to the video, Alondra.
It's little. It has to be. His
Whoa.
confidence just has to listen to what he's saying. He's saying the younger girl has she hasn't had any partners. She has nobody to compare me to. So it's easier for her to fall in love with me because she has nobody to compare me to. So it must not be that good if you're worried about all the guys in her past. I get worrying about, okay, she's ran through. I get that part. But he's making it sound like he has to impress someone. In order to impress her mentally, she can't have too many partners.
Wait, but okay, so before you said that body count doesn't matter, but then you just said that I get if she's ran through. So what is the difference between having a high body count and being ran through?
No, there's not a difference. But I'm saying, like, terminology-wise, that's what they refer it to. If she's had a lot of partners,
right? No, I know what getting ran through means.
Right.
But I mean, that's sort of the comparable thing to guys don't want a girl with a high body count. They don't want a girl who's been ran through.
Right.
Okay.
So what's the question?
Well, I mean,
is the preference
but I'm just pointing out that earlier you said body count shouldn't matter.
Right.
But you're acknowledging now that guys don't want a girl who's been ran through, or you're not saying that guys don't have that preference, but you're saying...
I mean, they can have that preference, but I'm saying that's where their head is at when they've had a lot of partners. That it's like, okay, that's what they refer to her as. And that's exactly what he was saying. If she's had a lot of partners that she's ran through, so now it makes it harder for him to win her over.
Okay.
So the confidence is just low, is what it sounds like.
And then just to the camera, show again what you were doing.
Oh, no, this. You were doing this. This.
So you're saying he has a small penis.
I don't like that kind of talk.
Okay, go ahead.
For me, it's like, it does kind of go to body count, being that I know that there are 19-year-olds, younger girls, who have higher body counts than a 33-year-old woman.
Sure,
so
it's possible. Yeah.
I don't think it's the age. There could be a woman who's in her 40s who literally her whole entire teenage life saved herself for marriage, married the man that she lost her virginity to.
The 40-year-old virgin? Are we?
No, she got married and then obviously lost her virginity, or not 40, but you know, somebody who waited till marriage, lost it, and then they divorced, and she's, you know, dating and maybe has 2 to 3 or 4 more bodies now. But it's like, then there could be, you know, a 20-year-old girl not too far from her who has over 20 bodies. Like, I don't think it's an age thing.
I mean, I agree with you that there could be an outlier, like a woman who's 35 who slept with less men than a woman who's 19.
Because times have changed. We are in a time now, like,
aren't people having more bodies now, though?
Yeah, like, we're in a time now where from our, like, I don't want to start, like, getting into this because I know there's going to be, like, controversy over it, but it's like, I feel like our age now, we don't respect, like, not me personally, but, like, some people just don't respect relationships as much, and they'd rather have a good time. You know, more power to you, do whatever you want. But, you know, older people of the older age, obviously, it was a different time for them. Relationships were a lot more common than sleeping around. So, I don't know, it's just...
Yeah, I definitely think promiscuity has steadily been on the rise, and probably ever since social media, dating apps, it's been much more heavily on the rise. But, I mean... what he's kind of trying to say is it's both about age, but also about body count. And I mean, I think most of us here in 10 years' time are going to have slept with more people than the number that we've currently slept with. So if you look at a 19-year-old versus a 29-year-old, the likelihood that the 29-year-old has had far more sexual partners it's, I don't know what the percentage would be, but I mean, it's much more likely that someone who's 29 has slept with more people than at 19. I know some 18, 19-year-old girls that have been through 100 plus guys. I'm not even exaggerating. They've told me. They've like, I've slept with 100 guys. Freshman, first semester, you know, ran through. You know, it is what it is.
That's what I was saying. It's just like, it's kind of, for me, body count still doesn't matter but you know, it's just.
But you're more likely to find someone, a man or a woman at age 19, 20, 21 who's had fewer sexual partners than if you're also looking and say 29, 30, 31.
Yeah. And there's also girls who now are, and I know quite a few, who are tired of the men our age, so they go older, so obviously they are gonna have a higher body count, which obviously means we don't care, in a sense.
I think women care less about body count.
Yeah, and then guys, obviously a 20-year-old boy isn't gonna want to date a 30-year-old woman. If he's into that, cool, that's fine. But it's most likely that the older men, that's why pretty much sugar daddies exist, is because they want the younger woman to spoil, and so... I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like body count doesn't matter, and girls shouldn't be held to the standard that we should have a lower body count. And like I said this last time, but people have their pasts. Like, you don't know what they're going through, and if they like had used sex as a means of making themselves feel better. Like, I know people who have gone through that. But that doesn't change like the type of person that they are, their relationships, like from then on, you know?
It could have an impact on their relationships.
How?
I mean, he listed a couple reasons, but I think it's just a thing that guys want.
Yeah, but I don't think, like, we all said we don't care about body count, so why should guys care about it?
Well, do you think that attraction is symmetrical? In other words, things that men find attractive in women, do you think women find those exact same things attractive in men?
Oh, no, probably not.
Right. So there are things that men value in a partner that women don't care about.
What he said, like, I feel like even if they have less bodies or more bodies, that wouldn't like change the relationship that she's going to go into, you know? Like maybe her sample size, I guess you would call it, is like less, so she would maybe fall for him more easily, but
Well,
like I don't understand what he was saying about that part.
I mean, my impression is if I'm talking to a girl and she's slept with 100 women before me, or sorry,
Woman?
She
could be bi. She could be bi. She could be
What'd you
bi.
say it earlier? Like identify her gender, like you called me out on.
Yeah, that was a mix-up. If I'm talking to a girl and somehow comes about, she's like, yeah, I've slept with 100 men before. Bruv. I mean, she's
You wouldn't like her? Like that would make her less attractive?
100%. One, okay, should I get into the reasons?
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
she's going to be, I'm going to be number 101. To me, I'm going to think, okay, like,
But the past
she's
is in
not
the
going to be
past.
able to, like, I'm immediately going to think, and I could be wrong, but like my gut instinct's going to be, she's not going to be able to commit. That's my thinking. She's unlikely to want to commit in the same way that a guy who's a player and just running through, like, I'm sure you
Play the game, remember?
but if, and again, I think girls don't care so much about body count, but if a guy's a player, and let's say you genuinely, like, you are really, really after a long-term relationship with someone, and you know for a fact that guy's a player, and he's slept with a whole bunch of people, you're probably...
Its
I mean,
action speaks louder than words, though.
I guess. So I'll give you a couple reasons why body count matters. The first is STDs. If someone slept with a lot of people, they're more likely to have an STD, be it incurable or curable. So I don't think it's a particularly controversial take for people to not want to get an STD. So if you've had a lot of sexual partners, you could have an STD. If you're promiscuous, you could have an STD. If you just if you're hooking up with a bunch of people, you could have an STD. So there's that. I mean, does anyone here want to get an STD?
No.
What question is that?
But when we talk about like body count, like having multiple people, what if somebody's been in like singular relationships?
Some people are born with
like,
STDs.
with a lot of people, so not necessarily like hooking up not necessarily like hooking up with somebody like or randoms and all of that, but like having singular little things or relationships, not multiple people at a time or every day of the week or whatever it may be.
I have a question though. My mom is a nurse. She delivers babies. She had a couple come in, and this is why I say some people are born with STDs. She had a couple come in who obviously both had one. Their baby was delivered with one.
What percentage of people would you say were
It's not
born
common.
with an STD?
It's not common, but if it happens, it's not that child's fault. So their body count throughout the years.
Well, I still
You
wouldn't
know?
want to sleep with
Yeah,
them.
obviously not. But
I
it's
understand
like
that.
some people, it's like they couldn't help. That's what I'm trying to get out. It's like just because you sleep with a lot of people, or if you have an STD, doesn't mean you sleep with a lot of people.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, we have to think exceptions don't make the rule.
Yeah.
So yeah, the very first time you have sex, you could get herpes.
Yeah.
Sure.
Exactly.
Just like you could get pregnant the very first time you
Sure.
have sex.
But I think that's an outlier case. I think that's an outlier situation. So the fact of the matter is, if you sleep with 100 people versus you sleep with one person, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you're at a higher risk of getting an STD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is what it is. So that's a reason why I think that's a reason why I think both men and women should value a partner who's not promiscuous, but those days are gone.
But people have
Tested.
their pasts. And depends on the type of person.
Their past includes herpes and HIV. Okay.
As long as you're clean, though, like you stay clean, you get tested, you're safe about it, that's different. Because I do have friends where she's been with her partner and with her partner, and he, was being shady and gave her an STD without telling her, and she found out because she was with her next partner and she gave it to him, so it looks shady, but that's why I'm like, doesn't matter as long as you get tested, you're clean, you're safe.
You know what you're up to.
Yeah, you know what you're doing, so be safe about it. It's not hard to be safe.
Well, you mentioned get tested, but I mean, you said I don't mean to bring this up in this sort of way, but of these sexual encounters you've had, have you been tested before every single one?
Yeah, I get tested. I'm very safe about it.
Before you have sex with the person for the first time, every single time, both of you get
either
tested.
Protection or tested.
Okay, well,
I'm
it's plausible.
very, very safe about.
Yeah, but
what
it's
I
plausible you could still get an STD even with a condom.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's also.
And with the partner too.
Yeah, I mean, and then there's even afterwards, like some people are asymptomatic.
Yeah, I had one of my friends. His girlfriend went out of town, and she was being shady and gave it to him. And females don't realize that they have an STD until female symptoms come up later than male symptoms. I've learned. So the males can tell if they get their symptoms a lot quicker by whatever than we do. So he's the one that found out. So you just gotta be safe.
I'll give you guys another reason.
Here we go.
Another reason. So it's evolutionary hardwiring. It's biological. So it comes down to paternity. So a woman who's promiscuous, who sleeps with a lot of men, you cannot guarantee paternity if she gets pregnant, for example. And so this is like a evolutionary thing in men. If she sleeps with a lot of men, she slept with other men, and most of the time, like back in the day, this is going to sound very unscientific, but like when people first got together with a partner, there wasn't condoms and birth control and
so you think she's going to try to put it on
50,000
you?
Years ago, huh?
You think that if she gets pregnant and it's uncertain who the dad is, she might put it on one person specifically? That
Well,
she
Still
wants?
do that. Females still do that.
People,
No, I'm not saying back then. I'm just saying in general, like now and then. I don't know.
Well, this is more so like throughout evolution, throughout hundreds of thousands of years of human evolution. In the past 40 years, we've figured out DNA. We can do paternity tests, but still that doesn't undo hundreds of thousands of years of evolution and hardwiring. So men are hardwired to be repulsed by promiscuous women. And there's also intellectual reasons too for why men dislike women who have a promiscuous past, who are promiscuous, who have a high body count. And so that hardwiring, though, like you could not guarantee who the child is, who the child belongs to, who the father is. As a woman, you get pregnant, the kid's yours. As a man, you might not know. So that's another reason why a woman who's promiscuous, she's a bad bet for paternity. They don't like that one. Okay.
I mean,
agree
that's
with you on
a fair one.
It
That
does
is a
make
fair
sense,
one.
and it comes down to trusting your partner and being loyal with your partner. But I do understand what you're saying, and I agree with that.
I feel like I see both sides.
In the same way, so speaking on evolution, hardwiring, biology, in the same way that most women want a man who's physically larger than them, be it height or size, it comes down to a protection thing. So, and evolutionarily speaking, and I think one of the reasons why women find guys who are tall attractive. I mean, if you ask someone to intellectually articulate, why is it that you want, and not all women want a guy who's taller than them. I'd say if you line up 100 women, most of them are going to say, I would like a guy who's at least my height or taller. It comes down to protection. A guy who's bigger is more capable of protecting you. And I lost my train of thought. But
Do the little Windows thing.
yeah, I need to do this for myself. So there's evolutionary reasons. Yeah.
So it's like the point we're trying to get across that body count should matter, or
It matters to men.
For
Like,
men.
It
for
matters
men, right?
to men.
Which I hear that part. It's not okay. Like I understand the point you're making is that it's a standard for men. Obviously, the topic of tonight. And it's not a bad standard. That's why, I hear what you're saying. It's not a bad standard to have. Like, if that's your standard, that's your standard. If a guy said he didn't like me because of my body count, by all means, that's okay. I'm not going to be mad at him. But I just think it comes down to the point we're trying to make is that nobody really knows body count for sure. So why does something that you can't prove or really,
That's true.
come all the way down into detail and, track down matter?
I mean, somebody could, certainly your partner could lie about it. It could come up. The guy could be curious.
Right.
So
I think it's the number that's scary because, like she's saying, people lie. If I were to tell you I have 100 bodies, you'd be like, nope. If I tell you I have 2, you'd be like, okay, let's go for it.
As they do.
Yeah.
They lie. Everybody lies about certain
People
things.
lie about a lot of things.
Yeah.
Exactly.
A lot of things. And then, I mean, my other take is that, I don't know, to me it's just, if I'm talking to a girl and I'm interested in pursuing her and I know that she fucked a guy last night,
Oh God.
I don't know, I'm gonna feel a certain type of way
Yeah,
about, like, I'm
that's
just gonna be
fair.
kind of
That
like,
is fair.
she fucked a guy last night, then
Yeah.
I'm on a date with her, whatever. Like, granted, even if we're not, you know, it's our first date, we're not in a relationship, I'm gonna
gonna
look
be
at that and be
concerned.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a concern.
there's
That's
probably,
reasonable.
by the way, there's probably no way I'm gonna ever know that. Most girls wouldn't. Most girls are not gonna be like, by the way, I fucked a guy last night.
By the way, I just came from a hookup,
But, like-
so let's have dinner. I'll
But
pay.
the dating meta is as it is. You have to assume, like, people are on dating apps, social media. People are very promiscuous, both men and women. By the way, I just want to make something clear. If a woman had a preference for a guy who had a low body count, I think that's totally fine.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think a lot of women care as much as men, but if a woman had that standard too, I'd be all for it. If a girl said, I don't want a guy that's fucked 100 women, to me, that's not shocking.
I think it's safe to say personally that, and this might sound wrong, a girl is already going to assume that a guy's body count is higher
Yes, especially if he's attractive.
if he's attractive as
She's
well.
going to assume that it's higher.
Or if he spits game.
Especially
Like
sports.
a
like,
girl,
well,
if I am talking to
yeah.
a guy, I'm automatically in my head, whether he has a body count of 2 or 50, I'm going to assume it's going to be closer to the higher side than 2. And if he does have one lower, on the lower side, that's great. But I'm going to assume and, you know, expect the worst, hope for the best. Type of,
Which is so unfair for us to do, but I feel like everyone's so quick to judge. You know, like, I'm also, like, I'm a church girl. I go to church. A lot of my football boys go to church. And I know, like, some people who go to church and, like, absolutely, like, saving themselves for marriage. And then there's some people, like, you know, it's just really, it's hard to, like, tell. You can't
I think we
judge a book
accept
by
it
its
before.
cover.
Yeah, we accept it before it comes out.
To hurt our feelings. We're just like,
Yeah.
we just, to
We're
hurt
like,
our
okay,
feelings.
cool.
We're like, okay, whatever.
Raina, speaking of athletes,
Sorry, babe.
What?
Sorry, babe.
What?
what about the NBA player? Did he get in touch with you?
I don't think he's gonna I hope he doesn't watch this. Why?
Never mind. Okay. Let's read a couple super chats here. By the way, guys, we're going to wrap up in probably about 20-ish minutes. So if you have any super chats, you want to get them in now. By the way, we are streaming live to Twitch, twitch.tv/whatever. So if you have an Amazon Prime account, you can link it to Twitch. Quick, free, easy way to support the show. You can drop a, is it Amazon Prime, Twitch Prime sub? Super chats, let's see. Oh, we got quite a few. Hold on, I'm going to try to catch up here. Oh, I think we got that one. Stephen Krug with the $2 super chat. Whiskey is life. This is my body count, 69,420. Nice, 69. Good one. Thank you, Stephen, for the support. Appreciate it, man. We got Brandon here. Salad City Rebel. $5. Thank you for the $5, man. Appreciate it. What is the hottest thing a man can do to impress a woman without effort or awareness that he's doing it? Really quick, just because we're running a bit low on time, really quick, just give a short answer. We'll go around the panel. Alondra.
What is it like?
What is the hottest thing a man can do to impress a woman? Just one thing that just comes to mind.
Like, I don't get I guess
Something that he
open
does.
Doors.
Open doors. That's
You know,
that's
like-
the hottest.
like, no,
It's
like-
sad.
like,
It's sad that that doesn't
yeah.
happen
The bare
anymore.
minimum.
Chivalry.
Is dead.
Yes, literally.
Chivalry
The bare
is
minimum.
dead.
It's rare. It's not dead.
What did Dave Chappelle say? And women killed it.
I hear that one.
Not my words. Dave Chappelle's.
Overprotectiveness.
You want a guy to be overprotective.
I like the
Jealousy or
I don't know.
Exactly.
No,
There's a borderline on it.
There's no. It's not.
I don't know. I like the. I'm not even. I just like the dominant guy. I
You
like
want-
to be protected.
I know.
don't
I know what you're talking
That's,
about.
yeah.
You want two men to fight over you
No.
and beat the shit out of each other.
No.
Okay, no, I got that wrong then. Okay.
No. Actually.
Okay.
I don't know. Honesty. Like
Being
being
honest.
honest. Yeah.
Okay.
Opening my car door and not letting me walk on the side of the street. It's the littlest things, but as soon as like somebody like moves me to the inside of the street, makes the biggest difference. I notice it without hesitation every time.
Is that because like there's the cars and you're more likely to get hit?
Yeah, like it's a protection thing. It's just like in case they're like, I do it with my little brother. Like I was taught that, you know, in case there's like it's just a thing. Like they just grab your shoulder and they move you. Like I have guy friends that do that and I notice it. I don't care about that. But
I
like,
love when they hold my hand.
No,
But
I
wait.
just like the car door.
Why does the guy have to do that?
It's a protective thing.
Okay. So that's kind of like falls into traditional gender roles.
Mm-hmm.
Would you consider yourself a traditional woman?
Not necessarily. I mean, I ask the guys out and
Okay.
yeah, I mean, it's just for me, it shows a sense of protectiveness and a sense that he cares without having to say words.
What if he wants you to be the meat shield from the oncoming car?
I am 5 feet tall. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to help him.
Okay. Got it.
Same thing, kind of doing the little things to show that they care. It doesn't have to you don't have to limit it to protection, and it could go on both sides, the men to the woman, woman to the men, but kind of doing things to show that you care about that other person.
I don't have anything good to say.
What is the hottest thing a man can do to impress a woman?
I mean, I don't even think
Besides spend racks at the strip club.
Okay,
that's hot too.
Whatever, but literally, but I don't know. The hottest thing a man can do instead of impress, the hottest thing a man does that he's not aware of. I love the hat flip. I'm gonna keep it simple. I'm not gonna go deep. The front to the back hat flip.
What?
The hat flip? What's that?
Where they're wearing like a hat and then they go to do something and then they like flip their hat backwards. Like, I don't know. I find that so attractive. It's not impressive, but it's hot.
Flexing.
Can be hot.
Okay. Thank you, Brandon, for that very generous super chat and good question. We got MD. Is that what currency is that? Is it? Does anybody know what currency that is? MD 40. Well, thank you for the 40 currency that we're not sure. In the chat, guys, what is the currency? It looks. Is it like?
Avoid the question now.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your body count?
What is my body count?
Not
He
the
hasn't
dividing
gone down
by
on a
3
girl
one, the
since
actual
2008.
one. No dividing.
My body count. I'm a man of God.
That's such bullshit.
You
I'm a
made
man of
us
God.
answer.
You know, I'm a very discreet individual.
Look at your podcast.
I'm a very discreet individual. I don't kiss and tell. So, yeah, I think it's 0.
Yeah, I take
I
it
think
back. I don't even know what sex
I'm a man.
is, actually.
Yeah, I'm a man
What
of God.
is-
I'm a virgin.
What is that?
Next
What is
question.
penetration?
It's a Mexican pesos, Carlos says. Okay, cool. Thank you for the 40 Mexican pesos. Much appreciated. 909, $5 super chat. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Appreciate it. Consider this. Women sleep with who they want. Men sleep with who they can. This is why body count is important to consider. So that's actually 909. Thank you for the $5 super chat. That's a fantastic point. So one of the other reasons why I think it matters more to men,
Could we hold the power?
it's easy for you guys.
It's easier for guys too.
No. Hold on.
Erroneous.
He's kind of got a
Erroneous.
point.
That's
He
what
does
I'm saying.
kind of
I'm
have
like,
a
that's
point.
a good point.
Like women, if you think about it though, like he's kind of got a point because it depends. Like we have a broad spectrum where we have a broad spectrum where like half of these guys like ass, half of these guys like boobs. Women, we have like a good chance of having either. You know, like I'm talking us down.
Yeah, it's the odds of we have a much higher like. If we shoot our shot versus if they shoot theirs.
You have the power when you shoot your shot, and I've learned that you genuinely like.
We're more likely.
Yeah, and I don't know what it is, but like for me, I think it's hot. Like I do it, I think it's fun. But like when I go up and I'll be like, hey, like can I get your number? Like let's go out for drinks, whatever. I hold all the power and all the cards, and then if he says no, okay, whatever. But like with guys though, it's harder not harder, but like
They just have to do a little extra.
yeah,
most of the
because
time.
women
like,
are kind of used to
A
like
little
a bunch
extra?
of different like at
okay,
the
a lot
bar.
extra. I'll give it to you. Yeah, like it goes back down to all the questions we ask.
Right.
Men usually have to pay. Men
Yeah.
have to plan out the first date. They have
At
to make sure they're consistent.
At almost every single step along the way, men have to take the initiative.
Right.
Yeah.
And
Almost-
so when the woman does
not
it,
all the
it's
time,
different.
but yeah, most of the time.
But so when women do it, let me
You
ask,
hold the
like,
power.
you guys think we're
It's
cool.
fun. No, it's fun to hold the power. When you do it, it's fun.
wait, so you think when you approach the guy, you hold the power? I actually think it's the opposite. When the guy's coming to you, you're in a stronger
I
negotiating
agree
position.
with that, but it's more like for me. I think it's more fun. Like I have the cards in my favor when I'm like.
Well,
for
you
me,
can-
I feel more powerful. That's what it is.
You
I
can
feel
be more assertive.
powerful. Yeah,
You
when
can kinda
I'm more
dictate
assertive
terms,
about it, I
right.
feel more powerful. Versus like having the guys come up like at the bar. If like a cute girl has like a bunch of guys coming up, she's kind of tired and she's over it. But then if she does it, and she goes after the one guy that she wants, I get it.
Really quick, do you guys ever DM guys out of the blue?
Yeah.
Do you receive DMs
Yeah.
out of the blue? Okay. Interesting. So, thank you for the super chat. Sorry, guys, it's getting late. We're, the brain's going slow at this point. But so you think...
I don't know.
It's-
It might be the type of guys I
Well, okay, so you told us last
don't
time...
expose me again.
No, I won't expose you. You have very high standards.
Yes.
That's what you said.
Yes.
So
I also just I was thinking about this after I left last time. Like I think I just get the ick really easily. Like I'm really picky, but there's not like a specific type of guy that I look for.
you get the ick really easily.
Yeah,
What
like-
causes the ick?
Like the way they tie their shoes. I don't know. Like random things like that. I just
It's the cuticles.
no. Okay, yeah. Like I like them to have like clean appearance. Like I don't have like blonde hair, blue eyes, or dark hair, brown eyes. Like I'm just like
You're picky in a different way.
yeah. I pick it based on personality and what I said. Like I need to talk to them.
And he has to be tall and an NBA player?
No,
Not like he
height
sat
for
down
me,
that
yes,
chair.
but
Okay. But do you think that maybe because you have very, very high standards that you're maybe projecting that onto, if I have high standards, then a lot of guys must also have very high standards?
I wouldn't say that. I don't know.
Because guys, honestly, most guys don't have any standards. I'm going to say it.
No, yeah.
A lot of
that's
guys
what
don't
I-
have any standards. They'll tolerate a whole bunch of bullshit. So, yeah.
They do have standards though, a low body count.
Well,
Got
that's
a point.
that's one of the important ones. But honestly, like most men actually can't even dictate that one. Like most men just, here's the thing is that, and this is getting into a whole nother topic, but most men are not attractive enough to really have that sort of,
They settle pretty much.
yeah. So
They
a lot of
settle.
men date
Or they
down.
go after multiple. If they can't get with the first one, they'll go after the second one and like, can't make that shot. On to the third one.
But
in
their
the night.
ego, it's more like they will shoot their shot. They're like, I've had this happen in my DM.
I've
You're
seen it.
gorgeous. And then it's like, sorry, not interested. And they're like, you whore.
No, literally.
Yeah, that's
like,
weird.
You're not even
That's
that
just
cute.
weird.
You're a
Yeah,
freaking bitch.
it's
Yeah.
like the ego just.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, guys, if a girl rejects you, even if she's not tactful about it, just take the L. Like, don't be like, or even if certainly if she's polite, just take the L. Like, move on. Just be like, hey, that's
Don't
cool.
keep
Have a
trying.
good
Like a
one.
guy-
But yeah, don't be like, if she
Yeah.
rejects you, be like, you fucking ugly bitch. I didn't want you anyways. That shit's weird.
Well, this
Don't do
guy
that.
like asked me or like a couple days ago, you saw it. This guy asked me for nudes and he was like, you sell nudes? And I was like, no, stop asking me that. You've asked me that like 5 times and I've ignored you every time. And he was like, you're an
Saved
ugly
it.
whore, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, so you wanted to see me. You wanted to pay for my body like 2 minutes ago. And I told
You
you,
wanted
no.
to pay for me, the ugly whore, but
yeah.
you didn't.
And now all of a sudden I'm just.
Save that for the 7th date, guys. Asking for nudes. Okay. So consensus with the table, is it easier for men or women to get laid?
Women.
Women. Yeah, she still thinks it's men.
I don't know.
Okay. I'll give you an example. So you could probably go on Tinder right now, go in your DMs right now, and find a guy to have sex with tonight.
Okay, fine. I agree.
It's
like
okay. So it's 9 p.m.
Like, yeah.
So let's say, I know it's Thursday. Let's say it's a Monday or Tuesday. It's currently 9 p.m. You could have a guy at 10 p.m. go to his place. He goes to yours. As a guy, like for a girl you don't know.
For a girl you don't know.
For a girl you don't, well, of course, that's what I mean. For brand new, there's no such thing as last minute pussy on a Tuesday. You can't, there's no guy, there's no guy that's going to convince a girl at 10 p.m. that they've never met before, hey, let's fuck. Impossible.
They have to work harder for it.
They got to take her on a date, meet up in person. No girl's going to just like immediately. But any girl, if she was so inclined, I don't think most girls, though, would just want to, hey, let's fuck. You know, they'd maybe want to date first, whatever. Maybe there's some girls. I don't know. I know a few.
Depends on where you're at.
I know a few. Or you could just walk outside right here on the street.
I don't know if I would do that.
Go up to a guy, be like, hi, do you want to fuck? And they would, the first might not say yes. They might have a girlfriend. But you ask 5, at least 1 is going to say yes for sure.
But
Guaranteed.
it might go back to the
In
guy.
fact,
Like,
we can go out down there tonight. I will do it for you. I will go up to guys.
Can I record it?
Sure. We'll, you and me will go out together, and I'll go up to guys. You don't even have to say anything. I'll be like, hey, you see that girl over there? She kind of thinks you're cute. She's wondering, you want to boom, boom, boom. I'll get you laid tonight.
but do you think that's gonna go back to a guy a girl going up being like, hey, you want to fuck? Do you think the guy's gonna go back to like, how many guys has she asked to do this, and then that goes back to body count?
Yeah,
Well,
honestly.
Like it all goes back.
Because then it
to,
looks like, oh, she's a whore. She's trying to get some. She probably does with every other guy, regardless of it being her.
Or are you talking about the principle?
But most men are so sex starved. So a lot of men are sex starved.
deprived.
Most men, like, they're not getting any, and they've done studies on this. Like, the majority of people that are either virgins or sexless between like the age range of 18 and 29, these are people who are reporting having had no sex in the past year. It's 10% more men. And so one of the reasons for that is there's this concept called hypergamy. So, man, we're getting into it. So let me go around the table. Of the men that you see on dating apps, social media, maybe not social media, of the men you see on dating apps, if you've been on dating apps, or that you see on a day-to-day basis, what percentage of men would you say you find physically attractive? Really quick, Alondra.
Maybe like a good, that's kind of being generous. Maybe like 40, honestly. Like
40%?
Damn,
it's hard for me. I go to the same places every day. I'm in school for 8 hours, and then I go to the gym. So at the gym, I'm a gym girl. I think gym guys are attractive. So most of the guys in there are attractive to me. But if we're talking about out on the street, probably about 30, 40%.
Okay.
Like 10.
10%.
Like the boys here all look.
Yeah, I don't really like the guys here.
Okay, so 10% of the guys that you see on a day-to-day basis.
Like not even that though.
Less than 10% of the guys you see.
Yeah, does that mean? Like that's just my own
and
opinion though.
It's around Isla Vista.
Yeah, like I'm not into like surfer skater boy.
Okay.
Like,
by the way, so just to clarify, Isla Vista, it's a college town. So the men she's seeing, she's not seeing a lot of 30, 40-year-old guys. She's seeing guys in her age range, 10%.
Yeah, that sounds
That's
so
fine.
mean.
That's totally fine. What do you think?
I don't know. I'm with her like at the gym. Like I think the guys at the gym are very attractive, but like I find a lot of guys out in the Isla Vista area very attractive because I'm not from the California area. I'm not from Santa Barbara. I think they're pretty to look at. I wouldn't necessarily like go talk to any of them, but I think they're good looking. I think they're handsome. I think they're cute.
Sure.
They're just not our type.
Okay.
Yeah.
Percentage?
Like 60.
I should have asked this
70?
specific. Has everyone been on the dating app?
Yeah.
Like
Okay,
a long
maybe
The
I
dating
should-
app is
Yeah.
low for
What
me.
percentage of the men on dating apps would you say you find attractive?
Like 20 on Tinder.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say the same as Reina, but also
10%.
I'm in a
Well, yeah, you have a boyfriend.
So I
Before your boyfriend. We won't get you in trouble.
Don't get me in trouble. Probably this like 10 to 15.
10 to 15% of men
it
you find
wasn't great.
attractive. Okay.
I would have to agree with her. Probably 10 to 15.
Okay.
Dating app is like very limited, like
Okay.
for
So
my experience.
So just to tie this all together, so the thing is that if the majority of women are only finding 10 to 20% of the men attractive, most of the women, there's going to be a sort of a agreement on that 10 or 20%. So what you have is basically 80% of the women that are going after 20% of the men, and they've done studies.
Why it's easier for them when girls are like throwing themselves at
Well, but here's the thing: that top 20%, and I think it's probably shrinking. It's the top 10%. The top tier of men, super attractive men, they have an abundance of choice.
Yeah.
But I would actually say they don't have it when it comes to sleeping with a girl. They actually don't have it anywhere near as easy as even an average looking girl. I think an average looking girl can run circles around even like a top tier model looking guy. He'll get success, but an average girl, like you, just to sleep with a guy for one time.
Like if you really wanted to, yeah, it's easier for girls. I'll admit that.
Yeah. So like I said, we can go down there. You could get laid tonight. Easy. Easy. Okay, so we kind of went very deep into that super chat. We're just going to get through the rest of these. Garbage Fries with the $2 super chat. What's Kiki's body count? I'll marry her regardless. Kiki is a virgin. Her chastity, her virtue.
Baby. It's not hers? Okay.
Can you hold it up for the camera?
Oh.
The child?
With the alcohol?
Yeah, with the flask.
Can you like
Can we do a little zoom in, Eric?
a little like Mufasa moment? What is it? Just like
Savannah. Okay. Yeah, so adopted. She's a very caring person. Yeah, her virtue's intact, guys. Trust. Okay. Thank you, Garbage Fries. Mike Davis.
He's back. Gosh.
Dude, Mike Davis,
He has money though.
I'm liking Mike.
He has money, clearly.
I'm changing my tune with Mike Davis. Andrew Tate, understand the incel much more than he understands women. He transitioned from a webcam business to pimping incels. Think about it. I don't know about that. I mean, it seems like a lot of the men that follow him just seem like kind of normal guys. I don't know.
Yeah,
but Mike Davis.
I'm gonna keep it shut.
But
Thank you for the. Go ahead.
nothing. I know. I went like that.
Oh, the small body shaming. How dare you, sir?
Ego shaming.
How dare you? Let's see.
They're slut shaming girls though. So
Wait, who?
or like I don't know.
We're not slut shaming.
Well, if they have a higher body count, they're less likely to want to talk to her.
But
get
I
to
don't
know
think
her.
it's shaming. It's just a preference. Guys have a preference. Guys have a standard.
I have a preference. I prefer to be bigger than this.
Whoa.
And his ego not to be that
And his
big.
ego not like.
I don't like that kind of talk.
But it's a preference.
Well,
think it's like
I
how he
understand the
uses
ego
it.
thing.
Agreed. It is how he uses it, but like, I don't know. His ego is just fucking.
Yeah.
He'd be the type of guy that drives like those like little loud cars and,
With,
like
like,
zooms
yeah.
by you with like all the extra engine shit. Yeah, that's him.
Okay, so I have a question. So this is acceptable, right? This thing? If this is acceptable, is that acceptable?
Here's the thing: is the inside of a girl is about 4.5, 5 inches deep.
Cavernous vag energy?
8 inches, 6 inches even. I mean, it doesn't. It's gonna, So.
Well, it's not so much let's not talk about genitalia. Okay.
Like,
Moving on. Mr. Josh Rains, $2 super chat. What's one thing each girl is most insecure about?
Why are your viewers
Actually,
like this?
we were doing five and up, Mr. Josh Rains. Sorry, man. We got to move on. Time. I'm sorry, Josh. Mike Davis, $5 super chat. Women want a man with a high body count because it's social proof they have game. Men know what they want and don't care about society's opinions. Well, I mean, I do agree. Like, I think we can actually go around the panel on this. Would any of you want to date or sleep with a guy who's a virgin?
I have.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'll rock his world.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, well,
fine.
interesting take. But I think if you ask a lot of women, they might be a bit turned off by that because the guy's going to be.
What if he's watched porn all of his life?
I don't
know
think.
a
I
woman
don't
that
think.
was turned off by
I don't
that,
think
too.
watching porn is the best teacher of how to
Not that,
fuck.
but like, I don't know, but like.
I mean,
as
unless you
long as
just
he-
want.
No,
that,
I'm saying
but-
as long as he doesn't just. It's not like vanilla. I don't know.
Vanilla?
Teach him.
You don't
Exactly,
know
you
what vanilla
teach
sex
him.
is?
No,
It's just-
I'm
oh,
familiar. Yeah.
Okay, then
He's
yeah.
a man of God, actually.
Yeah.
He doesn't even know what
Oh.
sex is.
No, I know. I've had one of my friends, like his girlfriend would not sleep with him because he was a virgin. His girlfriend. And I was like,
Girlfriend, what?
Girlfriend would not sleep with him. Girlfriend of like a year wouldn't sleep with him because he was a virgin. I'm like, so how is he, you know?
How's he gonna lose it?
It's weird. But I mean, no, that doesn't matter.
Why? She wasn't a virgin?
She was not a virgin. He was. And she's like, I'm not sleeping with you if you're a virgin. But they were dating.
Hold on.
What did she want him to do?
Everybody knows you never go full retard. Never go full retard.
What? Wait,
Yeah.
what? She was dating him, but she didn't want...
But
Was she fucking somebody else?
I don't even know. He was
That's
a
just
virgin,
weird.
and she wouldn't date with him.
That's weird. Okay, so women want a man with high body count because it's social proof they have game. I mean, word. Okay. Thank you, Mike Davis. Much appreciated. Okay, so I didn't really fully give my final take on the whole preference. I should have done it earlier. But before I do that, I want to open it up to final thoughts to the panel. So if you have a final thought or you want to ask a question to either me or the panel or Kiki, feel free. Start with you.
I'm just thinking. My final thought is that, like, over all of the questions of, like, does the body count matter, all of that kind of stuff, I think that, or, like, should they pay first? I think that instead of looking at people's physical traits, their financial traits, or how many people they've had sex with, I think that we all should find somebody that's compatible with us and just honestly be looking for a good person. And, like, yeah, that's all. That's my final thought.
Final thought or question for the panel?
I mean, I don't have a question, but I guess final thought, kind of pretty much the same thing she was saying. I don't think it really matters about all the outside things as long as you're happy and it works with whoever you're with or whatever you're doing. And if you're happy, go for it.
Yeah, I mean, I stand by what I said. I don't think a body count matters at all as long as you're safe, clean. And you, like, obviously if you're with your person and you have a past, like, talk about your past, but yeah.
Yeah, basically the same thing. I don't think you should categorize any of the genders based on their physical body count or, like, their
What about their height, though? That's a physical thing.
This is just personal. Like, everyone's is different. I just like what we were saying, like, you would prefer to be, like, smaller, you know? I like my head at their heart.
That was cute.
I like my head at their heart because you can, like, hear the
That
little
was
heart
cute.
Don't do any of this. I saw you eyeing it.
He's gonna look for, like, the heartbeat sound.
No, yeah, and then, like, when you hug them, like, when they're from behind, like, their arms are just, like, right there. Like, I like that
Puts
height
on the
difference.
shades.
But what if a guy likes a woman who hasn't been ran through?
No, I'm saying, like, everyone can have their own preferences.
Sure,
Like, you shouldn't,
okay.
like, classify
Got it.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in agreement. It's like, as long as you're happy, that's all that matters. High body count or not, money or not, height or not. I feel like everybody deserves to be with the person they want, and the right guy will be with the right girl if her body count's high or low, and vice versa. Like, it's just, if they like each other and they put things aside, that's what's going to happen. And if they aren't compatible, then they will find people that they are compatible with. So at the end of the day, it's like, you're going to be with who you're happy with, and that's what matters.
Yeah, I guess final thoughts on everything. Have whatever preference you want. If body count matters to you, that's okay. But I think in the end, whether it's male or female, just have a preference that you yourself can meet. You know, don't be over here saying you don't like a high body count when you yourself have had many partners and all that.
Well, Andrew Tate, he probably has a very high body count.
Exactly.
I would think so.
But he has a desire for a woman with a low body count. So do you take quarrel with that?
Yes.
Or do you think it's hypocritical?
It's very hypocritical.
If he becomes
Is it though?
disrespectful.
Is it because you want, for example, if you want a guy who's taller than you, but you're not tall, right? So there's asymmetries in what people find attractive.
Right.
So
I think the right people are gonna have the right compatibilities though. A tall guy who wants a short girl, he's gonna find a short girl. And if she wants to be with a tall guy, she's gonna be with him. And it all comes down to like if the body count really is an issue with him, he will say, look, you're cool, we hung out, but like, you know, it's not gonna work and it's just gonna end there.
Alondra, you wanted to come in.
I just feel like that's like a horrible comparison because it's like,
it's not the best.
It's not the best, but okay, let's think about it like this way. Like, okay, what if a girl wants someone who has a lot of money, who can buy her all this designer stuff?
That's a good one.
What if she can't buy it for herself? Why do you want
a
a man
brokey.
that can buy it for you?
Yeah.
So
She's a brokey, but she wants a guy who is
exactly.
rich.
You're setting a standard for yourself that you yourself can't reach. So it's like, why is your standard you want a girl with a low body count when you yourself are ran through? Like why do you get to have all the fun and you want her to be like fresh meat?
Yeah, that's hypocritical.
Wait, what's the question?
why you get to have all the fun and you got your fun in, and now that you are done with it all, your high body count is there. Now you want someone who has a body count of 2 or a virgin, like he was saying, a fresh meat 19-year-olds.
Well, I don't think every guy has a high body count.
But we're talking about Andrew Tate.
Oh, we're talking about Andrew Tate. Well, Andrew Tate's, I mean, this guy's, I think he's net worth is like $500 million.
Oh yeah.
Kickboxing champion, fit, 6'1", beautiful bald head. So, I mean, he's definitely an outlier. He is not, by any stretch of the imagination, he's not a normal guy.
Yeah.
He's like, at least financially wise,
he meets other standards, I guess.
Yeah, I mean.
What's high for a guy?
In terms of
body count. What would be high for you?
For a guy to have?
For you, personally. Like, I want to know, for personally, like a guy, meaning you.
Oh, what's high in a girl?
What would be the deal breaker for you? Yeah.
It's hard to say because it would depend on age. So, I mean, if...
My age, 20.
20?
Yeah. Your age. I don't know how old you are.
Maybe someone in your age range.
Yeah.
You're a little...
So I have other... So
Can we ask how old you are? Do you mind if we ask
that? Yeah, I'm 33.
Okay.
I'm 33.
So then say that you are going on like Tinder date with this 33-year-old woman.
Sure.
And you guys, whatever, go home, whatever. Her body count, what would be that like deal breaker kind of thing for you?
Like no second date.
Oh, man. I mean, there's other factors too that come into play.
But you just said body count matters.
No, it does matter, but like, it's not just like one thing. So I mean, if it's hard to put it at a precise number. Also, you are looking at other range.
Above,
plain and
below.
simple. Plain and simple.
It's a simple
it's
question.
Tough. I mean,
the man was too stunned to speak.
So, like someone around my age, like 30 to 33, I'm gonna start raising my eyebrow probably above 20.
Okay.
I'm gonna start raising my eyebrow a bit. Like no-go deal breaker, probably like I want to say more than 30.
Can I ask, what if she was a high-profile person or like celebrity?
Oh yes.
Well,
that's what I was talking about last time.
High-profile person.
I'm
like,
sure
what
you
if
talked
she?
To other influencers, no?
Yeah. What if like an influencer who like has like however many million followers on Instagram like wanted to go on a date with you and she had a high body count? Like, would you take quarrel with that?
It would go into like clout, I would think.
I mean, I don't care about how much money.
No, yeah, but I'm saying, what if she just has a high body count because she's like famous?
She's famous? I mean, I don't think it makes it any worse or better.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, what if it was over 20 and she was 30 and you guys got to know each other?
In fact, I think women who have a lot of status or have a lot of money are probably are more picky.
I would think they would be more cautious.
They're more picky.
People talk.
Everyone talks.
I mean, there's probably still some that, have a high body count, but
yeah.
But I mean, yeah, I don't.
Because a lot of people keep their
honestly,
stuff
and like, I don't. A lot of girls who are like super successful, like they're not really sliding into guys' DMs like that.
They got it.
Like a Drake, he would slide into a girl on this panel's DM.
Nick Cannon.
Like
he just had his like
like a really successful, high status, like social status guy, he'll get with an average girl.
Mm-hmm.
They don't care. You could be a 19-year-old in college, no money, But if you're attractive and you're good looking, a rich, guy with status, could be an NBA player, could be an athlete.
Well, yeah. So would you take oral with a girl if she was like not a celebrity? Maybe what if she was like an actress?
But you're tying it to body count.
Mm-hmm. Well, because I'm asking, like, would you take oral with it if she had a higher body count, but just because
of her high status?
Not like because of it, but just because she has more. No, go.
Like what she's saying, like would it having a high status, would it cancel out the fact that she had a high body count?
What's that?
She's like, right? Is that if she had?
Would it cancel it out?
Yeah, like would it cancel it out? Would you change your mind?
I don't care about a girl's status at all.
He's saying he doesn't hold standards. Not matter. It's just the body count.
Like, the amount for me, how much money a girl makes does not fucking matter. She could work at Starbucks. I don't care. I do not care.
But
at
20
all.
Is 20.
What's that?
30. You said 20
so
is
above
20.
20, you would just be like
30 is 30.
So
above 30.
here's the thing. Like, I know we're in 2022. Like, people will be hooking up. Like,
hookup culture.
Hooking up. What I would, for long-term commitment, the lower the better. So like I'm gonna be.
What if she had a past?
What?
Like
then
you
she
wouldn't
had a
date
crazy
her?
past.
Not like a crazy past.
It sort of depends, right? And here's the other thing: I don't drink. Well, okay, I rarely.
He's like, wait.
I rarely drink, and when I do, it's one drink, two max, a glass of wine, a beer. So I don't drink a lot. I don't party. I don't go to the club. I don't go to the bar. That's something I'd want in a partner too. So, I mean.
So you wouldn't date a girl with a past?
When you say past,
and I saw a comment. I don't have a past. I'm just like saying for people who do.
So when you say past, you just mean high body count.
Well, like maybe they're going through something like what I said earlier, or like.
But it doesn't really matter. Sort of. Okay. To address like what if they were going through something, as an example, tongue-tied. English is my first language.
First.
Wait.
What do you speak? You've said that multiple times.
English is my second language.
What's your first?
French. I speak a bit of
Ooh,
French.
A bit?
I was born in France, so.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Focus.
Sorry.
Sorry.
So,
ADHD. He just said it.
So, for example, like I would not want to date a woman who's a single mother.
You wouldn't?
I would not want to date.
You wouldn't be a stepdad?
Fuck no.
What if it was a widow? What if it was a widow situation?
That's what I was going to say.
Okay.
I was going to get to that. So whether it's a girl who she just, got knocked up, baby daddy dipped, whatever it is, versus she's a widow, that doesn't
But she
really
can't control
change
either
anything.
one of those. Baby daddy leaves, she can't control that. Baby daddy
I feel like
dies.
at this point we're just trying to convince him out of his own preference.
That's true.
So
It's okay. Like you guys can ask questions. It's totally fine.
But I see like where you're coming from because it's like no matter what it is, at the end of the day, his preference is a low body count.
But bringing it back to the single mother thing, whether she's a widow, whether
like you just wouldn't date her at all.
Well, it's because there would be, and I don't recommend men dating single mothers because the fact of the matter is, like a girl who does not have a child, she's going to be incredibly busy, probably more stressed than would a childless mom or woman. And she might have expectations that in a long-term relationship, she's going to want you to financially support. But the thing is that you coming in as a guy who's not the biological father, and I've went on like 1 or 2 dates with girls who are single moms. It's impossible they'll flake last minute. It's impossible,
So you're speaking out of like experience. It's not just
I've
like
never had I don't think I've even slept with a girl who's had
but
a
you're
kid.
Speaking out of
but
like,
I've been on two dates with single moms and tried to arrange a second date, flaked like, oh, my kid has this thing. 30 minutes. I'm already at the place or whatever. I'm already waiting.
Yeah.
So scheduling wise, it's a pain in the ass.
Do you think in your age range it's harder to find?
No, there's a lot of single people.
But no,
there's a lot
babies,
of single people. Huh?
With babies. I feel like, in like 30s, I feel like it's maybe harder to find a girl unless she chose not to be a mom.
Honestly, there's a lot of...
Really? Because I know, like, for us, it's like we always put a time on it, but I think time starts running out, so girls do have children in their 30s.
I'll say
so
this. There's a lot of women that have focused on their career and have put finding a relationship and having a family second. So, I mean, there's a lot of women in my age range even that don't have any kids. But I mean, most of my recent relationships have been with people around my age, like I want to say between 29 to 34 in that age range. But like, I'm willing to, I'll date younger. I would actually say it's my preference to date someone younger. So, word. So how did we get onto the single mom thing? I forgot.
I don't even know.
I was giving an example.
We were talking about like body count.
Body count.
Dating and social status.
Yeah, no, but I honestly, so there's a couple other reasons why not to date a single mom. I mean, first, like in her hierarchy of what she's paying attention to, and like you're down here, you're going to be way lower. So, I mean, whereas if you're dating a girl who doesn't have a kid, you might be her second priority. You know, they're going to be, maybe their career's their first priority, maybe not. But like you're always going to come after the kid. So, and I don't have kids. So, and the kid's not mine. And so I don't know, it's just a big headache. And then, but you wouldn't be able to discipline. She expects you to, if she expects you to provide financially, if you're in a long-term relationship, but it's still her kid, so she's probably going to have an issue if you need to discipline the kid. So you have all the responsibility, but none of the authority that would normally come with, you know, being a father. So to me, that's slavery. No.
Wait, what?
If you have responsibility but no authority, to me that's slavery. I'm being a bit extra.
I mean,
but
we might go over, but I was just gonna say personally, if I did have a child and the father was absent and somebody came in and was willing to help and take on responsibility, yes, there would be some fine lines that you can't cross, but you know, if you are going to take on that responsibility and you want to be in my child's life, then yeah, I am going to treat you like the dad if that is the responsibility you want to take on. But if not, it's totally fine as well. You can walk away.
And well, the other thing too is once a woman has a child with someone, like there's a greater likelihood that the bio dad is involved in that messes the relationship that you'd have with her, and then she's maybe wanting to, you know, reconcile the relationship with a bio dad, and then he's around, and if it's shared custody, he's coming by, maybe she has resentment, and it's just a whole fucking thing.
I've been through it though.
And as a guy who does not have a kid, like, why would I put myself in a situation where, to me, that is not when I have other choices, why would I pick what is essentially a detrimental choice in a partner when I could date a woman who doesn't have any other kids?
I'm just speaking because I've been through both scenarios.
You have a kid?
No, I don't have a kid. I have dated somebody who does, and I went through the whole messy situation. Me and her are good now. Me and him aren't together, but me and her are good. We've grown a relationship. So
wait, was it a relationship with a woman?
No, I was with the guy.
You were with the guy, and I see. Okay.
Yeah, it was messy at first. Everything settled down, but I'm just telling you my viewpoint from being on both sides of it. I was, you know, so it's like, I know I'm not a mom, but listening to her side of the story, I know completely how she felt. With him, it was like, it was just a whole mess, but I can see both sides. Where, as the person where it's like, you don't know what you're walking into. And then the one with the child, it's like,
sure,
you know, you want that family, but at the same time, it's going to create a mess. If the person said who doesn't want to be the dad, you know, it's just, yeah.
And also the other thing, not to sound like a total ruthless asshole, but like, if you're dating a single mother and you're dating her for a long time and you're like a genuinely good dude, you will get an attachment to the kid. If you're like, you know, helping take care of the kid or whatever, if the kid is starting to view you as the father figure and you're helping take care of him, if that relationship ends, you have, like, you know, you're going to not only be kind of sad about the end of the relationship, but also there's this kid that you've built a bond with, and when you're not the bio dad, you'd have no rights there. I'm not saying that a guy should if he's not the bio dad, but what I'm saying is it's sort of like a double breakup in a way. Like you've, in the same way if they had like a dog or something and you got really attached to the dog and you really like their dog or something. Yeah, I don't know if any of you have dated. You're looking at me like this guy's fucking crazy.
I will.
No, but like if you had a partner and they had a dog, it was their dog clearly. And it's kind of like you really like the dog, you know? You really like the dog, and then you break up. Okay, you never see the dog again, you know? So
can I say too? I will
sure.
say I'm from Nevada, but in the state of Nevada, and I'm not sure the exact like timeline, but if you are with a pregnant woman and the child is not yours, and you're there with her when she gives labor, and you're with her for 6 months after the child is born, you legally become in like some sort of legal situation, you become the father in the legal stance. Yeah, but it's a custody thing. It's a custody thing.
all right, guys, don't date pregnant women
In Nevada.
in Nevada, I guess. Well, I mean,
and don't quote me on the timing. Don't quote me on the like the right thing. But like my mom is like CPS. She told me about this stuff. But yeah, if you're with a woman and she's having a child, you're with her when she has the child, and you stay with her 6 months after the child, and the father is not in the picture, you're now in the picture, and your name now becomes under that. So when you leave, you're still legally responsible for that child's support.
Okay.
word.
Damn.
Mom,
Word.
if you're
Would-
seeing this, and
really
I'm wrong,
quick,
sorry.
just around the panel, would you guys date? Most of you are pretty young here, so I mean, would you date a guy who has a kid?
No.
When you could date, I mean, I don't think any of you would have trouble finding a guy who doesn't have that sort of, sorry to say this, baggage. Would you can find very easily a guy who doesn't have a kid. So would you date a guy who has a kid?
No.
I have.
You have? Okay.
I would.
Okay.
Not now.
Seeing that I have a boyfriend, I don't really. I'm just
When-
gonna,
when-
okay.
When, let's say if you were single before your boyfriend.
I would say, I mean, it also depends on my age, but right now, no. Maybe later on it could change.
Potentially. I also agree maybe later on in life.
Yeah,
but
later on.
Okay,
Probably
fair enough.
not.
Fair enough. Last super chat here. MD with the Mexican pesos, apparently. What is the definition of minus body count? What? Sorry, dude. I don't know what you're minus body count? Is this a math question?
I say skip it.
Yeah.
Thanks for the 40 though.
For the 40. How much can anyone convert? How many?
I think it's
Mexican
like $2
pesos?
or something.
Okay, got it.
Very much.
Okay, so I think we all did final thoughts. Should I give my take? Final
Sure.
take. Okay.
What time is it?
Yeah, we should probably. We're gonna wrap up. We're gonna wrap up.
For her sake.
it's fine.
Okay.
It's okay.
She texted the boss.
So
it's fine.
you know, I think.
Yeah,
okay.
but I will.
So I think here's the thing: is like, if you asked a lot of men also in your life, like, or if you asked a guy who you were dating, I think a lot of guys are not like, oh, does body count matter? Do you care? Most guys would be like, nah, baby, I don't care. But I think like deep down, men would have an issue with someone who has a high body count. There are outliers. There are guys who are polyamorous. There are guys who are swingers. They probably don't care. There are guys who are cucks who probably invite. The more the better, right? But I'd say the vast majority of men, and probably the majority of men that you're attracted to, are going to have an issue if you have a promiscuous past. So the thing is, men cannot truly be honest with their thoughts because it kind of goes against political correctness, the narrative. I think if men were honest with how they thought, you know, their dating preferences, it almost certainly is met with contempt, reprisal, disdain, mockery, shaming language. I mean, we did the small penis thing, small dick, you know, accusations of being an incel, insecure, toxic, misogynist, small dick, patriarchy, all
Let's
this
not get into that.
BS. Yeah, we're not going to get into that. So, you know, I think women are entitled to their preferences, standards, and boundaries. I think men are entitled to their preferences, standards, and boundaries. I think the preferences, standards, and boundaries that men have are different than those that women have. I don't think that there's a symmetry in what people find attractive and what people want in a partner. And word. Anyone want to come in, or?
My head hurts.
Yeah, it's been
Me
a
too.
long time. Okay, so we're gonna wrap up here. Just want to see real quick if we have any final super chats. No, I don't think we do. Okay, so thank you for tuning in tonight, guys. It was I think it was a good little discussion. I really appreciate you guys coming on and giving your insights into everything. So yeah, thank you again, guys, for tuning in. You could have been doing anything else, but you're here with me. I appreciate that. We will be live again Tuesday at 7 p.m. I want to thank the panel for coming. Thanks for watching. And we will see you